And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Unlimited Freedom Network. This is Vaughn with Unlimited Freedom, and we're cracking into our live session today. We go live every single Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time, and so that's what I'm doing. We have a lot to cover today. A lot of questions have come in the comment section, and I want to make sure that I get to everybody's questions, everybody's comments, and that's what we do. Basically, on this channel, you guys have a voice, right? So when you post a comment, when you post a question in my comment section, I'm going to respond to it. Now, most of the time, I'm able to actually respond in the comment section itself, but I'm also going to respond to it on these live broadcasts that I do every single Friday. So, shout out to you guys for the comments, and let me go ahead and pull those up and we can just kind of start getting into that. Also, guys, if you want to post a question or comment in the chat section, feel free to send me a chat. I do get to all of the chats on these live broadcasts, so I will get to your chat if you have any questions, if you have any comments. Okay, I will get to the live chats as well. And I want to start out with a question that came in. It says, "What happened to Program 25?" Okay. So that's the first question. What happened to Program 25? It was actually Project 25 is what I was calling it. And that was a way for me to market one of the, well, to share about, what I'm doing in one of the crypto platforms that I was part of and that I still am part of. It's no, it never was called Project 25, but here's what happened, guys. The reason why I don't talk about it anymore is because the CEO of the company got wind that somebody basically, I guess you could say they ratted me out or whatever. And I don't think I don't. That's not the right way to be. I mean, personally, I'm not a rat. Meaning, I don't. If somebody's doing something, I don't. Unless somebody's getting hurt or something like that, I'm not going to say anything, right? That's just against the code, right? The code of Vaughn, right? Is that I don't it's like, oh, I saw a YouTube channel where they're still talking about your platform. He's here. Here, get him. Go get him. Kick him off, right? And it's just like, dude, why? Like, why hate on me? Why are you worried about what I'm doing? Right? And I wasn't even talking about the platform. I didn't even mention the platform by name. I was calling it Project 25. I do the same thing with Sportsbook Partners, right? But nobody from Sportsbook Partners has come out and been like, "Oh, hey, CEO, there's a guy on YouTube and he's talking about you and I'm going to tell," right? Because it's like, dude, are you serious? Did you like never graduate from 4th grade, right? I'm going to go tell. Okay? So I mean, it's really no skin off my back. Go tell, right? Whatever. And then it's just you got me to have a one-on-one conversation with the CEO. So thanks. Right. Now the CEO definitely knows who I am. Right. But we had a one-on-one conversation and he was, he got he was basically saying, "Hey, listen, if you don't take down the videos that you're doing about this program, then we're gonna kick you out." Okay, so there it is. So I don't want to get kicked out. I didn't want to get kicked out. And I don't want to get kicked out because I'm making money on the platform, right? It's a passive income platform and I'm making money at it. So I would be stupid, right, to just be like, "Oh, well, screw you, man. I'm going to keep making the videos." That wouldn't be smart, right? And it wouldn't help make me money. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about for me. Right? It's about creating a passive income, being diversified, being in a multitude of different platforms, a multitude of different programs, and having investments that are paying me passive ROI, right? To where I am, able to do whatever I want to do, right? It's passive income. It's passive income being created through various different crypto platforms. And at the end of the day, if it comes down to me swallowing my pride and getting money, guess what? I'm going to swallow my pride and get money because that's what I'm doing here. Right. And so he said, okay, he don't want me talking about it. So I said, fine, I won't talk about it anymore. And I don't. But if you do want to know about what's going on with the platform, because you said, hey, what happened to Program 25? Nothing happened to it. okay, you can still figure out everything that you need to know about it by going to my description, finding the link to the Telegram group for the private platform. Okay, in my description, there's a link to a Telegram group that says private platform, right? And then you can go in there from that link. That's another thing that's weird. Is like, oh, dude, don't talk about it on YouTube. But hey, you can do Telegram. That's fine. It's like, what's the difference? Right? Well, I mean, they're both social media platforms, right? What's the difference? Right? I mean, it's not like, I mean, anyway, whatever. So I did a Telegram group. It's a private Telegram group. You can go there and you can find out everything that you need to know. And if you have been affiliated with that Program 25, Project 25, whatever you want to call it, if you've been affiliated with them in the past, you need to go to that Telegram group. Okay, because there are changes happening that, so it's like first phase was quit talking about it on social media. Second phase was put in some big changes, right? So the result of that is that a lot of people who got involved with the platform, they're not going to know what's going on because they can't hear about it anymore on social media. So if that's you, make sure that you go to the link in my description, and there will be instructions as to what to do, but the platform's still working out fine. In fact, I'm making large sums of crypto, right? My phone was just beeping off the hook with this program, just which airdrops, right? It airdrops the crypto that you make to your wallet, right? So you don't have to go in and make withdrawals and all that. Uh, these guys are getting a little bit saucy on the Telegram right now, and I'm not sure how to silence that. So whatever. Okay, they're getting a little bit squirrely. They're getting a little bit squirrely, guys, on the Telegram. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Somebody just hit the like button. I saw it. I am notified when you hit the like button. I'm also notified when you guys come in, watch for 2 minutes, and then leave. I also know that, right? So I know everything that's going on, guys. I can see it all here on my YouTube dashboard, right? It's showing me what you guys are doing, right? So, yep. So that's what we're doing, and that's the answer to your question, right? The answer to your question is nothing happened to it, nothing went wrong. The CEO contacted me, and and instead of saying, "Hey, this is who I am," and let's have a conversation, it was more like, "Dude, you're gonna, I don't know you, I don't care to know you. You're gonna stop doing this, or I'm gonna kick you out of my company." There it is, right? And am I wrong? I mean, dude, if you're watching, or or if the little rat who who ratted me out in the first place, if he gets back to you with this video, hey, he or she, right? It's probably a he, I don't know, but if he gets back to you with this video and says, "Oh, he's talking about you again. He's talking about the platform again, and you said not to, and I'm gonna get you, and I'm watching everything Unlimited Freedom does to make sure that he's not doing anything he's not supposed to be doing because I'm the YouTube police, right? You're the YouTube cop." And if that person gets back to you, bro, I'm not wrong in what I said. You didn't come at me normal. You didn't come at me like person to person. You definitely didn't come at me respectfully, right? And it's like, okay, you're either going to do this or I'm going to kick you out, right? Okay, so I did it. Now, if you guys do want to know about it, and I said, well, what can I do? He's like, well, you can make a Telegram. So I made a Telegram. The Telegram's linked in the description. And if anybody wants to know what's going on with that platform, all you've got to do is go to the description of the video and look for the private Telegram group, right? Because it's a private Telegram group, and you will be able to do that. And yeah, but much love to them. Everything else, I know that the guy is under a lot of pressure. He's under a lot of stress. I get it. I get it. I go through the same thing, right? I have a small business outside of YouTube, outside of the internet, outside of the passive income space, outside of the trading space, where I deal with clients on the phone, right? And so I talk on the phone, right, in this small business that I own. And sometimes I can be a bit of a jerk, right? And I am working on that. Full disclosure, right? Oh, I can't believe you. Oh, no, not Vaughn. Oh, no, never Vaughn, right? I could never be a jerk, right, guys? You can't see that, can you? You can't possibly see how I could be a little bit aggressive, right, with my clients, dude. So I work on it. Like, seriously, guys, it's just something that I'm working on, right? It's just coming at people the right way, coming at people respectfully, and especially when the questions that they're asking, to me, to me, they seem like stupid questions. Okay, why? Because I have been doing it for so long, right? And I'm an expert in my field, right? So what is a stupid question to me is a regular legitimate question to them. And what do I look like? Sounding like a jerk and kind of talking down to them like they're idiots, right? That's not the way to be, right? And so full disclosure, that's something I am working on, right? I'm actively working. Hey, I'm not perfect, right? I'm working on it, guys. But anyway, so I can understand why he came at me like that. But that, I mean, it is what it is, right? It's like, dude, you came down on me with the pimp slap, bro, and you don't even know me. You've never even met me. You don't even talk. It's like, okay, I'm kind of like I'm one of your clients, right? Like and not only that, I've brought a lot of people into your business, right? I've brought a lot of people in. So, how about a little bit of basic human interaction, right? That's all I'm saying. And I think that that's justified, right? I know that, maybe you're feeling some stress and maybe you're under pressure and stuff like that. I mean, we all got to get older. None of us are going to stay young forever, right? And so, you get older, you feel the stress, you feel the pressure. I understand, right? I'm just saying, it's like, dude, like if you were to bring in, like, let's say you brought in 500 subscribers to the Unlimited Freedom Network, right? And then the only interaction you ever had with me is I come and give you a smackdown on something. That kind of sucks, right? It's like, dude, I brought you 500 freaking subscribers to your YouTube channel and you've never even acknowledged me. And the first time you do acknowledge me, you come with some kind of drama, right? I mean right. I mean, that wouldn't be I don't think that would be too cool. So it is what it is. I'm gonna call it out. I always call it out. I call everything out on this channel, right? I do not sugarcoat things on this channel. You will never see anything sugarcoated. If something happens, you're gonna see me talk about it, right? And that's and so I know that the people who do watch my program appreciate that, right? So that's the answer to that question. I think that was a nice one to start off the broadcast. And we have another one that said, "Thank you for the sauce. Any thoughts on the HENBBO program?" Yeah, no, just send me an email. If you guys have any programs, that you want me to look at, send me an email. If I don't reply, it doesn't mean that I didn't see your email. It means that I looked at the program and at this time, I decided not to do it, right? If I ever do join an opportunity that you guys send to me via email, you will see Unlimited Freedom in your list of people who signed up, right? So it doesn't mean that I'm never going to do it. It means that at this time, it's just not the right fit. It's not the right time. And, there you go. But I think this person actually wasn't a member but wanted like a review, right? Or wanted me to look at it. And I looked at it and basically it's hard to review these guys. When you have a brand new company in a brand new industry with a brand new platform, it's hard to say which ones are going to pan out and be successful, which ones are not. It's hard to say that right at the start. Now, I do have some metrics, right, that I look at. I have some metrics that I watch to try to, to try to gauge it as best I can, right? And those metrics, I don't know if you guys caught my payday Thursday, but that was an important payday Thursday. So make sure that you go back and watch that after this broadcast if you missed it. Okay, but my metrics that I go by is is the concept easy to understand and does it sound like something that's plausible, right? Crypto trading is plausible. Forex trading is plausible, right? Is it easy to understand? Do I understand how they're generating their money? Sports trading, sports betting, do I understand how they're generating their money? Is it easy for me to communicate? Not only will I understand it, but will you understand it when I'm talking about it here on YouTube, right? How does the website look? Is the website professionally done, right? Does it look like they put some care and took some time, right? There's support. Do they have support, right? These are all different types of things that I look at when I'm thinking about signing up for a platform, and definitely when I'm thinking about bringing a platform here. And even if everything checks out and everything looks good, the platform could still go away. There's no guarantees in this space. But hey, if you want to make 6% a week, guys, what guarantees are you looking for? Right? I mean, that's a high yield. I mean, that's crazy, right? If you want to make 6% a week or 10% a week or 12.5% a week, are you looking for guarantees? Right? That doesn't really make sense, guys. Right? Who's going to guarantee 12.5% a week? Who could possibly do that? Right? Bernie Madoff died in prison. I believe he died in prison. I think he's dead, right? I get mixed up. Here's the thing about your buddy Vaughn. Your buddy Vaughn has some connections, right? I've been through a few things in my life, right? Maybe some of you guys know, maybe some of you don't know, but I have connections, right? So I can tell you that the famous you know, I hear what happens before the before anybody else, before the ball drops. I hear what happens right now. Anyway, Bernie Madoff died in prison. Okay, and he was convicted of running a Ponzi scheme, and he was only getting 10% a year. So, what kind of guarantee do you want for 12.5% a week? And this is what happens, right, when we get spoiled, right? We get spoiled because the crypto space is so lucrative, right? There's so much money going on in the crypto space and in the crypto platform space right now. That's like the California gold rush 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 worldwide, right? With the crypto boom. So to every repressive government, to every government that tries to control its people, thank you. Because of you, crypto was invented, right? Crypto was invented. Crypto has gone worldwide because people want to have free trade. So because of your antics, because of your need for control, right? Because you had to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and take. Thank you. Because of you, we now have this beautiful thing called cryptocurrency. But there are no guarantees, right? There's no real regulation. So, as much as I like a platform, as much as I love any platform that I talk about, hey, I mean, we understand here at the Unlimited Freedom Network that we're not going to put in any money that we're not that we can't afford to lose, right? Because the money could be gone. I mean, we just had the whole debacle with Mage Wars, right? Mage Wars came out. I was really excited about it. Great crypto gaming platform. I loved it. I loved the concept. It looked like it had a smart contract. It looked like it was solid. It looked like it was safe. Boom, run on the bank, gone. Right now, is it like totally gone? They say that it's not, right? They say that they're going to release a Mage Wars 2.0, but I'll believe that when I see it. Okay. Telegram's really popping off today. Alrighty. So, yeah, so anyway, the question was just, hey, if you've got a platform you'd like me to look at, sure, right? Just send me an email, right? I get to all the emails that I can. Oh, by the way, guys, I am never going to contact you on WhatsApp. You're never going to get a cold contact from me on WhatsApp. You're never going to get a cold contact from me on Telegram. There are people out there because I have a YouTube channel, right? And because I'm somewhat of a public figure, they want to make fake profiles claiming to be me, and they're probably just trying to get your crypto, right? They're trying to steal your crypto, right? I don't need to do that, right? I actually make money legitimately, right? I don't need to go steal people's crypto, right? So, and I don't need your crypto, right? If you want to invest in one of the crypto platforms, link in the description, fine, be my guest. But you're not sending that to me. You're sending it to the crypto platform. So I'm going to have to. I think I'm going to have to do a new update. Because well, a new intro. Right, a new disclaimer at the beginning because I want to warn people, dude, don't get deceived by these weirdos online claiming to be me. Right? Don't get deceived by that. Don't send anybody any crypto. Don't start chatting with somebody because you think it's me. Don't do it. I guarantee you, it's not me. There's not enough time in the day. Right? It's just not. Right? I'm a busy guy. So please be warned. So I'm probably going to have to do a new intro, a new disclaimer because I also want to talk about rumble.com, right? My videos are all going up on rumble.com. That way we're going to be on two platforms, not just YouTube, but also on rumble.com. Why? Because YouTube might get censored in the future, right? We might be coming to a time in the next 2 to 3 years where crypto is going to be just like you won't be able to talk about it, right, and I hope that that doesn't happen, but I am preparing, right, and that's why I'm doing I have the exact same content that I'm doing here. I'm doing it on rumble.com. Now, here's a warning for you guys about rumble.com. If any of you guys go over there to watch me on there, keep in mind rumble.com is the last free speech platform. What that means is they can say horrible, disgusting, false, evil, wicked, derogatory, racist, sexist, homophobe, everything you can think of, right? Anti Semitic, everything you can think of is allowed on rumble.com. That's the whole point. The whole point of rumble.com is to have a platform where anybody can say anything they want. So it gets nasty over there, okay? It can get nasty. Right. So it's like, Vaughn, well, why do you want to support a platform like that? Well, because as much as I disdain those types of ideas, I support free speech. I support free trade. I think people, hey, you got an idea? Let's put the idea out there. And if your idea stands up to scrutiny, great. But if your idea doesn't, then everybody should be able to see that you're a moron, right? Everybody should be able to see that. But instead, what we do now is we live in this censorship culture where everything is being censored, right? And I don't want the unlimited freedom to get censored and not have some backup plan, right? That's why I support rumble.com. That's why I'm getting on rumble.com. That's why I like the site. And by the way, Rumble it trades on the New York Stock Exchange. So if you're a believer in free speech, hey, rumble.com. For as long as they're able to do it. All right, this was a comment on QP. Now, for those of you who don't know, QP has moved up to number 2 on my top 5. Okay, I'm at number 1 is Vortic United. Number 2 is QP. Number 3 is a new one called Invisible AI. Number 4 is actually CloudFi. And number 5 is another new one called Bit Trade Station. So there was a big shakeup on my top 5. And I did that for a couple of different reasons that I go into in my Payday Thursday episode. So if you guys missed my Payday Thursday episode, make sure that you look into that. Basically, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for platforms that are going to be good to the passive investors and that are also going to be good to the active people who share, because it's not easy to share these platforms and to actively bring people into these platforms. It's no piece of cake, right? It's no walk in the park. It's not easy. And to all you platforms that do the binary fraud, right? You one leg here, one leg here, a third leg here. Your short leg has to be bigger than your long leg, and this and that. It is a fraud. It's a fraud. that defrauds your marketers of their commission. Right? Now, I'm not saying your company's a fraud. I still hang with a lot of these companies because they got good passive income. But anybody who's on that binary BS is never going to be in my top 5 again. Right? Because it's like, dude, not only not only are you making money from all these other different places, now you have to actively screw the people who are trying to share your program with this confusing, hard to understand binary crap. It's crap, right? You're screwing your own people, right? So fix it. If you're doing that, fix it. So I'm only going to, on my top 5, these are platforms that have a reasonable, regular, normal commission thing where you bring in a referral, you get paid for that referral. You don't have to place them over here on this leg, place them over here on that leg, worry about your third leg. The binary, right? Your binary leg, your second leg has to be bigger than your third. Da, da, da. The only reason why they do that is to confuse their promoters so that they can put the people that they want in the place that they want them, right? They can find the people that they want to promote, and then they'll help them with the legs, right? They'll put the people under the legs so that they can choose the people who get promoted. It's not about work. It's not about working hard. It's not about doing the right thing. It's not about being good at what you do. No, it's about them giving it to their friends. So here at the Unlimited Freedom Network, okay, we ain't gonna play that. All right. We're gonna work with platforms that actually give you a fair shake and let the people who actually share the plan actually make a regular commission. Don't worry about all this other stupid crap. The binary. This is a binary plan. You got your right leg, you got your left leg, and you got to change your right leg to your left leg and make sure that one leg is bigger than the other leg, and have somebody above you put somebody under that leg. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. There are too many great platforms out there. There are too many great plans, great opportunities that don't make their people deal with that politic nonsense. There are too many good platforms for me to put on my top 5 somebody who plays those type of games with their own distributors. And that's exactly what it is, my friend. It's a game. It's a game. It's all a game, right? It's all a game. And they got people spinning their wheels like hamsters on a wheel, running and running and running and never getting anywhere. So I updated my number. I updated my top 5. Right? I mean, that's what I did. And now my top 5, none of my top 5 deals with that binary nonsense. You got Vortic United number 1, QP number 2, Invisible AI number 3, CloudFi number 4, BitTrade Station number 5. These are all platforms that are simple to understand, easy to use, and they have a regular normal system, right? Like every other company in the world, right? It's just a basic referral system. They got a fancy name for it. For the life of me, these last couple of days, I cannot remember what that is. But you see it all the time. People promoting this type of marketing where you share Amazon, right? You get a little 10-cent commission for sharing Amazon with somebody, or you make a website and you put your link to this thing, and they bounce you a little bit of commission. God, if anybody can think of that word, please write it in the chat because I can't remember. It'll come to me, but geez. But it's a perfectly normal thing. It's just a regular, normal referral program, right? It's not this maze, right? It's not this, and they're guys, seriously, the only reason why they do that is so that they can promote their friends because they know how their rigged system works. So they can put the people that they want in the high places, right? Now they want you to think, and they want all their distributors to think, oh, anybody can get there. But the truth is, that's not true. They're giving that to their friends. That's what's happening. So hit the like button because nobody else is bringing you the same kind of sauce that I'm bringing you here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. Nobody else is pulling back the curtain and showing you what happens behind the scenes, right, in these businesses. All right, so this one is about QP, and this person said, I am loving this platform. I'm in my second stake. Honestly, I'm finding that all the YouTubers I follow, your projects you are invested in seem to be more thought out. You may not have a new project every week, but if you do talk about something, it seems to go longer than a month. Besides FinTech or FinTalk, I don't know any project that you came in and started giving bad vibes. With C12, you said it from the start that the returns are too high to be sustainable. And indeed, not long after that, it sunk. So thanks for sharing your journey. It's helping to put bread on the table and revive some lost funds. You are welcome. And I'm always going to do that, guys. I'm always going to share the journey. But having said that, in this space, I don't have any more special knowledge than anybody else, right? So I don't, the platform. I do get into a lot of platforms. I try to I try not to talk about platforms on here if I don't think they're going to work out, but it happens, right? It's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to others. So there we go. Yeah, Eddie, go to the description, and there's a link to a private Telegram group. So just go there, and then that's where you're going to be able to hear everything about that, right? I can no longer talk about it here, and I did actually talk about this earlier on the broadcast. So whenever we're done, you can go back and watch the restream on that. You are welcome. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, here we go, guys. Here is a question comment about, you guessed it, Novatech. So here we go. Okay, this person says, you are right about government control, etc. But there's way more to this. Were they actually trading? I don't know. You tell me. Do they actually have funds to cover everyone? I'm not in their bank account. Are you? No one knows anything because there is little to no communication and transparency. So, this is going to be a good one for us to crack into. Yeah, you are right about the government control. Yeah, well, I mean, anybody who's paying attention, right? Anybody whose eyes are open and is paying attention can see that the government is control, right? It's all about control. The whole thing is that there's some people like on one side that think that they're like evil satanic devil worshippers, right? And and they're drinking blood, right? It's crazy people on this one side, and then there's people on the other side who think that, oh, the government has all of our best interests at heart, so they're just doing what's best for us, right? But thank you very much. Thanks, but no thanks. I would like to decide what's best for me. Right? Thank you. I'm grown, right? I'm a grown adult. Yeah, I would like to be able to make my own decisions. So thank you for caring, but I'm good. I'm good. I got this. Right? I'm gonna do it the way that I think, as an adult. So that's what kills me is that everyone's a victim. It's like, okay, so somebody took a huge risk, right? On a passive income opportunity, right? Somebody took a huge risk on a risky crypto opportunity for whatever reason, right? They believed it was a good move for them. They risked their whatever they risked, right? I mean, who cares what the number is? They risked what they risked, right? And they lost. Okay? You tracking with me so far? So the question is, should they be allowed to do that? Right? Should people be allowed to invest in something that fails? right? Should people be allowed to do that? What do you think? Right? Because the government control people, I guarantee you, and the people who hate crypto and the people who say that everything's a Ponzi and this, that, and the other thing, I guarantee you that they wouldn't want you to have the right to make that decision. They're saying, we're smart, we know what's best for you, and we're going to make it illegal for you to be able to decide where to invest your money. Why? Because we're protecting you. We're looking out for you. Why? Because you're the victim. And this is what they really believe, guys, because they believe that you're too stupid to make up your own mind about something. They don't even want you to take a risk. They don't want you to have a free thought. They want to control it for you to protect you, right? It's for your own good. Yeah. Well, thank you, but no thank you. If I want to risk my money on something and possibly lose my money, I believe that I have the God-given right to do that. Right? That's my right. Just like I have the right to breathe, I have the right to eat the foods that I want, I have the right to trade with whoever I want. Guys, we're not talking about hurting somebody here. We're talking about investing in a business. I had a guy compare what we're doing here with the crypto platforms to the crime of violently attacking somebody who's innocent. So you're so you're putting a risky investment in the same level as a violent attack. Those are not the same, right? Take it from me. I know. So yeah, and that's what the government wants to do. That's what the people who are pushing against crypto want to do. They want to step in and they want to protect us from those big bad scam artists out there because you're getting scammed, you're the victim, and we're going to protect you. That sounds real good. That sounds real nice. The problem is, in so doing that, they're taking away your freedom to choose, your freedom to decide what you want to do with your own money, what you want to do with what's yours. So some people are going to invest, some people are going to lose, some people are going to invest here, some people are going to win. That's life. Welcome to life. Nothing is guaranteed, but they want to guarantee everything, to the clothes on your back, to the house that you sleep in, to the place where you live, to the type of cell phone that you have, to the amount of money that you're getting monthly, right? This whole thing about universal income, right? Everybody gets 1,200 a month. So I am of the opinion that if somebody wants to make an investment, they ought to be able to make an investment, right? And so that's what that whole debacle is about. And that's the first part of this 3 to 4 pronged question. So that's answer number one to the very first part of this question. Now, the second part, this person says, is there's way more to this. Now, here's where the conjecture is going to come in. Here's where the conspiracy theories are going to come in. And we're getting back to that place where they're trying to prove it's a Ponzi and they want you to prove that it's not, right? But the burden of proof is on the accuser, right? So, like, if the government brings you in, and this is something I know about the criminal justice system, just from from going through it, right? If the government brings you in on charges, the burden of proof is on them, right? I don't have to prove that I don't have to. They have to prove that I did something, right? And I have to give reasonable doubt, right, as the defendant. And we've seen people get off, and we know that they did it, right? We know they did it. We've seen a high profile people get off because there was reason the jury thought there was reasonable doubt. So the burden of proof is always going to be on the accuser, right? So and that's where that breaks down. That's where that whole argument breaks down. But anyway, this is saying there's way more to it than this. Were they actually trading? Okay, let me tackle that one. Were they actually trading? Let me tell you about what I know about the Novatech website and MT5, right? The Novatech website has a school on it or a little education platform that teaches the basics of Forex trading, right? That's on there. So they understand what Forex trading is, they understand the language of Forex trading, and they were a broker connected to MT5, right? And I personally have done crypto trades using the Novatech MT5 broker, right? How did I do it? Right? How did I do it? Well, I have homes, as you know, I have locations overseas in other countries. So from an address that I have in another country, excuse me, I was able to sign up for their MT5 and take them for a run, take them for a spin, take them to a test drive, right? Go to their broker and actually use it to trade. It works fine. So your question of were they actually trading? What I can tell you is they actually absolutely had the capacity to be trading, right? I wasn't there. I wasn't watching every move of what they were doing, but I know that they had the capacity and I know that they had an MT5 platform that actually worked. How do I know that? Because I traded on it. I used it. That's how I know. Do they actually have funds to cover everyone? So that question is good, and I'm gonna say probably not at this point because if their trading has been frozen because it obviously has, and they're under a they're under a no talking rule from their lawyers, right? Because that's the first if you get into any kind of trouble, first thing your lawyer is going to tell you is don't say anything, right? Why? Because in the whole like criminal justice system, you got snitches everywhere, right? There's a snitch laying down on the bunk next to you in your jail cell, right? There's a snitch sitting there in the county jail pretending to be an inmate. He's really a cop, right? Who's listening to everything that everybody says, and he's got the riz, right? He's got the personality, so he's playing poker with the guys. He's acting like one of the guys, right? He's a cop. He's a snitch. That's why the lawyer tells you don't talk. If you get don't say anything. Shut your mouth. Don't even talk to your family. Don't talk to anybody. Don't say anything. You only talk to me. That's what happens. So they had a huge run on the bank back in October and November of 2022. Now, let's talk about what a bank run is real quick. So, what is a bank run? This is what happened in Novatech last year. Definition, examples, and how it works. A bank run is when a large group of visitors rush to withdraw their money from a bank deemed at risk of going under, right? Let me say that again. When a large group of depositors rush to withdraw all their money from a bank deemed at risk of going under. And that's what happened when Novatech started to get the cease and desist orders. They got the cease and desist from Russia. They got the cease and desist from California. They got the cease and desist from Wisconsin later that next year. But they were starting to get these cease and desist orders. And they didn't, and here's where I'll agree with you. They didn't communicate at that time. They did not take a strong stance. They did not give strong communication at that time. People got scared, the investors got scared, everybody pulled out their money, right? And Novatech was paying that money. They paid you, they paid you, they paid me, they paid him, they paid her. They were paying everybody everything until they virtually could not do it anymore, right? So let's go ahead and go on. What is a bank run? A bank run is when the customers of a bank or other financial institution withdraw their deposits at the same time over fears about the bank's solvency. This is exactly what happened in the Novatech situation. As more people withdraw their funds, the probability of default increases, which in turn can cause even more people to withdraw their deposits. In extreme cases, the bank's reserves may not be sufficient to cover the withdrawals. And that's what happened in December. Novatech realized that they could not. Everybody was pulling everything out. People had large sums of money. And for whatever reason, Novatech did not have the liquid money, the liquidity, right? So, say the money was tied up in trading or was tied up in a business deal or it was tied up somewhere else. They didn't have the liquidity to continue to make those payments. And so they said in December, guys, we have to freeze withdrawals from your trading accounts, right? And that's when the stuff really hit the fan at that point, right? When they froze that, every Ponzi person in the world was dancing a jig. Every Ponzi person was throwing a party saying, I was right. It was a Ponzi. I was right. I told you so. I was right. They're speaking that sign language, baby. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. That's them, right? They would rather be homeless in a gutter and right than have a happy, sane, productive life, right? They'd rather be homeless in a gutter as long as they're right and they can shame you, they can insult you, they can guilt trip you because they have a need to be right. Brothers and sisters, they have a need to be right. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right is the language, the sign language. It's the only thing that they understand, right? It's the only thing they understand. They were going to reboot it in April. Couldn't do it. They tried. A couple people got a couple of deposits here and there, but couldn't do it. Then in April, you had Wisconsin, right? And for those of you who don't know about Wisconsin, I did an emergency live broadcast during the Wisconsin debacle, right? Where I broke down the entire criminal case, the entire civil case, everything. You can find it here on my YouTube channel. Just go to my videos and there'll be a tab that says live. Click the tab that says live. You can see all of my live broadcasts, including the deep, deep dives that we did into this. So if you really want to know, this is your one stop shop, right? Because I'm going to show you both sides. I'm going to show you the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to communicate it in a way that's understandable, right? So we're going to take out the legalese. We're going to take out the lawyer speak, and we're going to take out, all this, you know. Sometimes you just need somebody to break it down for you and let you know what's really going on behind the scenes, right? So, anyway, going on with this, key takeaways: a bank run occurs when a large group of depositors withdraw their money from banks at the same time. Customers in bank runs typically withdraw money based on fears that the institution will become insolvent. It's exactly what happened in Novatech. With more people withdrawing money, banks will use up their cash and reserves, which is exactly what happened with Novatech. They cashed everybody out until December when they could no longer do it. Bank runs have occurred throughout history, including during the Great Depression and the 2008 financial crisis. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, was established in 1933 to reduce the occurrence of bank runs, right? But there was no such insurance on a risky crypto platform. No insurance there, guys, right? So for all the people who are crying to the SEC, and even I've seen people who are like, let's go to the FBI. Oh, man, if you're one of those people, do me a favor and just unsubscribe right now. I don't even want you here. All right, let's go to the FBI about this. Mercy, mercy, mercy. How a bank run works. Bank runs happen when a large number of people start making withdrawals from a bank because they fear the institution will run out of money. A bank run is typically the result of panic rather than true insolvency. However, bank run can be triggered by fear, can push a bank into bankruptcy. Most institutions have a set limit on how much they store in their vaults daily. These limits are set based on the need and security reasons. Many banks also keep specific amounts in the reserve at the nation's central bank to minimize the risks related to bank runs and other issues. In fact, the Federal Reserve pays them interest to do so, a program which it calls the interest on Federal Reserves. This program gives banks an incentive to keep the deposits in reserve. Because banks keep typically, and this is important to understand, guys, because banks typically keep only a small percentage of deposits as cash on hand, they must increase their cash position to meet the withdrawal demands of their customers. Why is it that the banks only keep a small amounts of the deposits of their cash on hand? Because they're trading it in forex, guys. You know that trading course that I'm selling on here, that trading course, right? That I've made available on my channel. You know, the one that's attainable, achievable, sustainable. How I was able to make more than I ever made before. That trading course. That's what the banks are doing with our money. They're growing it into compounding it, growing it into huge amounts. And are they passing any of that profit down to us? You better believe they are not. I mean, man, these guys invented the game. Hey, they want to come in and take out a crypto platform, right? These guys invented the game. These guys are the pimps of the pimps, man. They want to say that your platform is illegal or that your crypto you shouldn't be able to do this with your crypto. Man, they've been doing this since this was a thing, man. They've been doing this since they've been doing this, guys, since the dawn of time. It's not that they don't want it done, it's that they don't want you doing it. They don't want me doing it. They want to keep us right where they want us, right? They got us right in the little caste system that they want us in. They want the poor people, right? They want the middle class, right? They want to keep you working on whatever it is that they have planned, right? We go to kindergarten, I pledge allegiance to the flag, grade school, high school, right? College, and we get put right into that little spot in the system where they want us. Oh, and by the way, if you don't like it, they got another system for you. It's called the prison system. You've already got a number, right? You got a name, but you also got a number for when you become government property, because that's what's going to happen if they don't like you or they don't like what you're doing. We see it. Hey, turn on the news right now. You can see it in real time. Don't tick those people off. Look what they do to people they don't like. Just look what they do. So, in modern history, bank runs are often associated with the Great Depression. In the wake of the 1929 stock market crash, American depositors panicked and began withdrawing their deposits. A succession of bank runs on thousands of banks occurred in the early 1930s, creating a domino effect on the economy. More recent examples of significant bank runs include those on Silicon Valley Bank, right? This just happened. Washington Mutual Bank and Wachovia Bank. Now we hardly even feel the results of it because they're pumped. I mean, they're printing money, guys. I mean, let's face it, they're just printing money, right? I mean, it's just like it's gone. It's gone. It's totally bonkers. It's no wonder why people like the orange pill, right? It's no wonder why people get attracted to the orange pill, right? And the orange pill is just crypto. That's what it is. It's just understanding crypto and believing that crypto is the way of the future, right? And that's why I'm giving you the orange pill, titanium pill, stainless steel pill sauce. You're not getting anywhere because here at the Unlimited Freedom Network, you're getting the sauce, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I ask you to hit the like button, because nobody else is giving you the same kind of sauce that I'm giving you here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. They're just not doing it, right? They're not coming at you with the articles, right? They're not coming at you with the intelligence, right? They're not coming at you with the good, the bad, the ugly, showing each side of the coin so that you can understand and make the best possible decision, right? They're just not giving you the sauce, right? And some of these guys, wow, I don't know what they're giving you. Okay. So Silicon Valley collapsed in March of 2023. This was just back in March, right? It was the result of a bank run caused by venture capitalists. So this stuff happens. And what I want you to see, guys, is this exact thing that happened to Novatech. It happens to the big banks, right? It happens. It's just that the big banks are backed by people who don't want them to fail. Crypto is not. Okay, Washington Mutual also had a 310 billion in assets at the time of its failure in 2008, the largest bank failure in the U.S. Its collapse was caused by several factors, including a poor housing market and rapid expansion. The bank also suffered a run when customers withdrew 16.7 billion within 2 weeks. JP Morgan and Chase eventually bought Washington Mutual. Okay. Now, let's talk about the bottom line about bank runs. Okay. A bank run is when customers flock to banks, either physically or online, to withdraw their funds. It's exactly what happened in Novatech because they lose confidence in the bank, right? Because of the cease and desist orders, people lost confidence. In extreme cases, that will cause the collapse of a bank. Ding, 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 as a bank run did in 2023 when Silicon Valley became insolvent. To reduce your risk of losing money in a bank run, you can keep your deposit amounts under the FDIC insured limit of 250,000 per deposit. So basically what they're saying there is if you have your money in a traditional bank, it's insured up to $250,000. But if you have a million sitting in that bank, you are going to lose $75,000 or $750,000. Okay? Because you're only insured up to a quarter of a mil. And that's only in the big banks. There's no insurance with Novatech, right? Novatech, and the people that you see, I don't believe in victims in this space. I believe that people are adults. They can make their own decisions. And if they decide to invest somewhere and they lose, that was their decision and their decision alone. Come on, man. Do we have to treat everybody like children? Really? Do we have to treat everybody like children? Shouldn't people be able to make a decision on their own? Why do they have to be a victim just because something didn't work out for them? Can somebody please tell me? Now, in the extreme cases, people were lied to. You know, if some little old lady got lied to and she gave away her life savings to Novatech and she lost out, yeah, I would say that's probably a victim. I'll grant you that. But is that the norm? Is that the general rule or is that an outlier? Why do they have to be victims? Well, I don't feel like I'm a victim, right? Bro, I'm doing a live right now. Like you should be instead of messaging me here, you should be watching the live. What are you doing? Okay. So that answers the aspect of this question. And once again, for you guys who are just tuning in, the question is, or the comment is, you were right about government control, but there's way more to it than this. And this is talking about Novatech. Were they actually trading? Do they actually have funds to cover everyone? No one knows anything because there's little to no communication and transparency. So I just answered the question of do they actually have the funds to cover everyone? I would say probably not at this point, right? Because if they're frozen, they're not allowed to trade. They're not allowed to do any type of money making activities. If they're being audited, if they're being watched, which they are, if they're under investigation, which they are, they're not going to be able to do anything. And it doesn't matter if you live outside of the USA, they live in the USA. And this investigation is happening in the USA. So they're not going to be able to do anything for you. You just got to wait like everybody else, right? It might be a couple years. I don't know how long it's going to be. I know that with iMarkets Live, they got through it. They didn't get into trouble. Nobody went to prison. They rebranded themselves. They came back and they're stronger than ever, right? But once again, iMarkets Live is an outlier. We don't know if that's going to happen with Novatech, but what you're saying here, and I want to touch on this because this is important. You're saying that no one knows anything because there is little to no communication and transparency. I know something, so you're wrong, my friend. Right, and I've shared it here with you guys at the Unlimited Freedom Network because I think that everybody has a right to know what's going on. Right, everybody has a right to know. Right, and what's going on is actually pretty simple. They can't talk because their lawyers are telling them not to talk. If anybody's going to make a statement, it's going to be their lawyers, right? They are under investigation. They are dealing with the SEC. They are dealing with the states. They're dealing with this, and they're trying to. And here's what I know, right? Because little birdie told me, right? Because I know from what I know, from who I know, who will remain anonymous. Guys, Novatech is saying, hey, okay, you're saying we're not being compliant. Fine. What do we have to do to become compliant? And they're looking for a way with their lawyers, with the states, with all the parties involved. They're trying to figure out a way to become compliant so that they can get back to business. right? And then once they get back to business, they're going to have to grow some money, right? They're going to have new investors coming in. They're going to have new trades going out, right? I mean, guys, today, I mean, these trading bot AI things are going crazy, right? All they would have to do is get a couple of good AI trading bots, and they'd be back on top. But they can't. They can't because they are under scrutiny. They are under investigation. And guess what? When you're under investigation, it's a good idea to try to cooperate, right? Cooperate, right? Are you going to win against the United States of America? Is anybody going to win that battle? Woo-hoo. Guys, I could tell you some things. I really could. I really could. Right? But you're not, come on, man. Come on. You got to play ball. Okay, so I'm not being compliant. I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't realize it. I made a mistake. What can we do to fix it? How can we get compliant? So you can't sit here and tell me that nobody knows what's going on. That's not true, right? As far as communication and transparency goes, they will communicate as soon as they're able to communicate, right? But I mean, if I was under investigation and my lawyer told me to shut up, I wouldn't be coming on here on YouTube talking about my case, right? I don't talk about my cases. Guys, I'm a small business person. You think I don't get sued? Right? You think I don't get civilly litigated? It happens. Anybody who's going to be in business, that's part of the deal. Okay, may as well accept it, right? May as well accept it. Why did they force doctors to get malpractice insurance? Because you're going to get malpractice lawsuits. That's why. It is a 100% guarantee. You might be the return of the Messiah, right? You might be the Lord returned to earth. They'll sue you. They'll figure out some reason to sue you. Right? He healed me, but he didn't really heal me properly. I think I'm going to sue him. Right? Sad but true. Thank you for the comment. Here is a comment on Bit Trade Station. Now, guys, Bit Trade Station is a new platform, and it's been paying me large sums of money. Okay, guys, this platform pays 12.5% a week. Right, 12.5% a week. Bit Trade Station. I'm going to go ahead and link this Investopia. I'm going to link this article that I was reading off of, so you guys can check that out if you want to. Link in the chat. Okay. Yeah. So Bit Trade Space, excuse me, Bit Trade Station, right? Bit Trade Station does 12.5% a week. It's a crypto trading platform, right? They're doing trading behind the scenes. And the minimum investment for Bit Trade Station is $1,000, right? So that is the minimum investment. But at 12.5% a week, you will be getting a nice return if you do make a $1,000 investment. You know, but obviously, you know, if you let me think about it, guys. If you were to have a $10,000 principal, I like $10,000 because it's easy, right? It's kind of easy math for me to do in my head. You just bought yourself $1,200 a week in passive income. Let's do some quick math. $1,200 a week is $62,400 a year. So you took a $10,000 principal and you just created a passive income for yourself of $62,400 a year, right? No guarantees, but hey, with returns like that, I mean, right? Come on. So I mean, come on, right? I mean, so I'm excited about Bit Trade Station. Anyway, this person joined Bit Trade Station using my link, uh, and they had to contact customer support, and customer support got back with them within an hour and had their problem resolved. So shout out to Bit Trade Station for having good support. That is a check, right? That checks off part of my checklist. Anything that I'm involved in, especially if you're going to be on my top 5, you better have some good support, or at least some decent support. All right, guys, I'm going to hit up your chats real quick. Darren, what's going on, Darren? Good day to you as well. Mary Ellen said, I love Project 25. Yes, yes, yes. If you guys want to check out that, you can go to the link in the description. Go to the link that says private Telegram group. So private Telegram opportunity or private opportunity. You can go to the link there and you can check it out. Darren, I jumped into Vortic United. As long as you request the withdrawal before Monday, it will be processed on Monday. That is correct. Okay. And if you do request a withdrawal at this point, I recommend that you request it in USDT TRC20. Okay. And request it tomorrow morning. That's when I request all my withdrawals. I request at the end of the week. I'll request them here Friday today, right? Or I'll if I'm not able to, then I'll request it later. But I recommend requesting it like by the end of the day today. Actually, is the best way to do it because they're working Monday through Friday. Alrighty. We got Daniel Rowland in the house. What's going on, Daniel Rowland? Welcome to the chat. Daniel says, just want to say I appreciate what you do. Keep bringing that sauce. Buddy, yes, sir. I will keep bringing the sauce. What sauce, you ask? The orange pill sauce. Because on this space, we're orange pill, right? We have taken the orange pill here. Right? This is the orange pill, titanium pill, stainless steel pill content you're not going to find anywhere else on the internet, right? You're only going to find it here at the Unlimited Freedom Network, and that's just the facts, right? It's not, hey, look, I'm not bragging. I'm just telling it like it straight up is, okay? If you want to get that orange pill sauce, this is your one-stop shop. Rich House, what's going on? Rich, what about Epic Arbitrage, PTY for passive? Go ahead and shoot me a link to my email and I will check that out. Eddie, what's going on, Eddie? Just joining now. Yes, sir. Project 25 is still a thing. We talked about that. Angie, hello, Vaughn. Love the content. Great information as always. Hello to you, Angie. Always good to have you here on the broadcast. Shirley, what's going on, Shirley? Good to have you here at the live broadcast here on Friday at the Unlimited Freedom Network. Eddie, never asked, but you have crypto trading bots running. I haven't found a community that really shares what they are doing. I've been using PeonX and KU Coin. So as for Eddie, here's the thing with me, man. I don't use any bots, right? I just use my own trading strategy, right? I try to be my own bot, right? And so what I do is I try to take the emotion out of it and I run a conservative trading strategy, right? That I do 6 days a week and I do it for about an hour. Right. And so that's how I do it. As far as trading bots go, here's the problem. Get ready, guys. Strap on your seatbelts and get ready for some sauce because I'm about to give you some sauce. Here is the problem with trading bots, right? We are looking for, and in this community, we're looking for a trading bot that can last long term and not blow the account. Because here's what they will do. The trading bot will place a $10 trade, right? The trading bot will lose the $10 trade and then it will place a $20 trade. This is the algorithm now. This is what the bot's doing, right? The bot will then lose the $20 trade. So now it's down $30. So what does it do? It places a $60 trade. Why? Because it wants to make the $30 back and it wants to get a gain on top of that. Okay, track with me now. And this is the problem with this is the main problem that we're having with the bots. And a bot needs to be designed I believe a bot should be designed to trade straight percentages and just win more than you lose, right? That's the safest way to do it. But they're not doing it that way, right? Now you got to trade 180 because you lost the $60 trade. Okay, now you got to trade 560 because you lost that trade. What's the next one? I don't know. It's going to be 1500 or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So most of the time it works out, right? Because if you lose the $10, you're probably going to win the 20. If you lose the 20, well, you'll probably win the 60. If you lose that, you'll most likely probably win the 180. If you lose that, definitely the 560. If you lose that, hey, you'll probably win the 1500. You see, and that's the way that the bot thinks. But it keeps on going and going and going placing risky and riskier trades. And if it has a long enough run where things aren't working out, that trading bot will blow the entire account. That's what's happening. Okay, so be careful when you're using those trading bots. Now, as for trading bots, I like QP, right? QP is doing a great job. Invisible AI. If you haven't looked into Invisible AI, definitely look into that. CloudFi also doing a wonderful job, I think, when it comes to actual bots, and those are being done in the crypto trading space. Okay. And all right, so hopefully that answers your question on the bots. Doing a strategy the way that the bots do it is fine as long as they don't have a long run where they just make a long run of mistakes, then they're going to blow the account. So that's why the bots work and work and work and work and work, and everything looks good, and more people get involved with the bot. Everything looks great, everything's going good, and then one day they say, "Oh, it was a rug pull." Well, it wasn't a rug pull; it was just the bot screwed up, right? And it blew the whole account because it was trying to trade higher and higher and higher to make back those losses. Hit the like button because nobody else is giving you the same kind of sauce that I'm giving you here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. They're just not doing it. So I try to be my own bot, right? That way I can use my head, right? And kind of see what's happening, right? And at the same time, I can manage the account conservatively in a manner similar to what the bots do, right? You can do that as long as you're conservative, right? As long as you practice your percentages, practice your risk management principles, right? The nice thing is everything about the percentages, everything about the risk management principles, all of that you can get in my trading course that is in my description, right? Binary options trading course. It's all there. And it's easy to understand, guys. The lessons are not long. So it's all good. Dude, I'm literally doing a live right now, bro. Like these people are you know that I'm doing this right now. Why are you messaging me? All right, what do we got? What do we got? Blue Sky, what's going on, Blue Sky? Holla, holla, holla. Good to see you here. Good to have you at the Unlimited Freedom Network. Peace, love, and prosperity to all. Amen and amen. Happy Friday. Thank God for technology. I'm blessed to be here. That's right. That's right. I am blessed to have you here, my friend. Randy, affiliate program question mark. What do you mean? You got to give me more, man. I don't know what you're saying. What affiliate program? What are you talking about? Okay, now we got Ontario. Good to have you here, Ontario Harris. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Was looking up for Bit Trade Station online, but can't find no information about the company. Well, the only thing you're going to find about any of these companies, if you look online, you want to know what you're going to find? Ponzi scheme, scam, pyramid scheme. That's what you're going to find. Dude, I mean, you think any of these companies are getting a good reputation? They're not. Right? People are haters, bro. People are going to hate about these companies online. The question that I ask is, can I make money with this? Right? Can I make large sums of money? Right? Can I make money? Does it work? Right? I'm not going to believe everything that I read on the internet. Right? Do you believe everything you read on the internet? Do you believe every news story that's in the paper? Do you believe every news story that you see on the news? I am not saying it's wrong. Do you? I'm asking. Yeah, here's what you'll find. You'll probably find it's a scam. It's a Ponzi. Blah, blah, blah. It's a pyramid scheme. Yeah, pyramid scheme. That's another one. That's what you'll find. What do you want me to tell you? Hey, are you looking for me to tell you that this is going to be safe? You're not going to hear that from me, right? I'm going to tell you it's a risk, flat out. You got to decide. Do you have an extra $1,000 that you're willing to lose? Because what happens if you sign up for that and then you lose your money tomorrow? What happens? I'm gonna say, hey, it happened. I told you, right? I warned you. I would lose mine too, right? I would lose my money too. Other people would lose their money too. So how do you win in a space like this? Well, first off, you never invest anything into any platform that you cannot afford to lose. Second, you withdraw early. You withdraw often. Okay, don't try to compound yourself into the New Jerusalem, right? Don't try to compound yourself into Kingdom Come. How about making some withdrawals, right? Here's another strategy. Get your seed money back right away. So if you put $500, your first order of business is to make that $500 back. At that point, now you've got 1,000. Pull your 500 back out. So now you've got your seed money back and you're at zero risk with $500 that's pure profit. Then you take that $500 and compound it. Take that $500 and grow it. At that point, no matter what happens, you can't lose because you took your seed money out. You got your seed money back. You see what I'm saying? Never invest anything you can't afford to lose. Withdraw early, withdraw often. Get your seed money out ASAP. Diversify, right? If you have $10,000, why not put 1,000 into 10 different platforms rather than dump all of that 10,000 into one, right? It's much more risky to drop all your 10,000 into one platform than it is to spread it out over 10 different platforms. These are some of the strategies that you can implement. Practice mental toughness. Do you think that I go cry in the corner when I lose? No, I know that I'm going to lose, right? I know that some of the platforms are not going to work out. It's par for the course. I already sat down with a pen and paper and worked out the numbers. So I know, yeah, some of these are going to lose. Do I cry about it? No. I laugh about it because I'm making a lot more than I'm losing and I'm in net profit. At the end of the day, I'm in profit. At the end of the day, it's about profit. Are you making profit? Are you doing it the right way? Or are you trying to find a quote unquote reputable, safe, insured company that's going to pay you 12.5% a week? Because, brother, there is no such thing, right? 12.5% a week, you ain't dealing with something that's safe. Ain't gonna happen, right? And if that's what you're looking for, dude, you are looking in the wrong place, right? Because we're not talking about something that's safe here. We're talking about something that yields a high amount of ROI every single week, right? There's risks involved with that, right? But hey, if you're doing research online, I'm telling you here's what you're gonna find: scam, Ponzi, MLM. You're gonna find all that stuff because online's a bunch of haters, man. It just is what it is, right? And you can do that with any company. I mean, search IBM, and there'll be disgruntled employees online complaining about how IBM is a bad company, right? Or Apple or Google or whatever you want to do. That online is like the place where people complain, condemn, and basically they'll get you to freeze in your tracks, and you'll never do anything because you'll believe everybody that does nothing but sit around and talk crap online, right? Some people that's their whole life. All right. So we are now caught up on the chats. I appreciate you guys. We're going to go back to the comments for the week. All right, but shout out to you. This guy got his support ticket answered from Bit Trade Station, so shout out to him. This person said, "Hello, brother. I just joined Mage Wars, but I got a problem while selling mana to BNB. Sales was a success, but I never received the BNB on our wallet address. We don't know where to contact. There's no customer support, no official Telegram channel. If you can, please help." Well, what I can say is that that exact same thing happened to me too. Okay, Mage Wars. We were talking about a run on the bank. Mage Wars had a run on the bank, right? A lot of people who own towers, all of a sudden at once they sold their towers, and it just crashed the liquidity of Mage Wars. So what I'm doing now is I am actually, guys, hang on. Let me see if I can mute this because this is annoying me. But I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but it's definitely freaking annoying me. How can it be? I've got my do not disturb on in my notification settings, and yet I'm still getting the notification dinging. I don't understand why. Let's see if I can do it from the actual Telegram. Okay, that should fix it. Yeah, man. So Mage Wars had a run on the bank, and so right now, what I'm doing is I'm taking all of my mana and I'm converting it to rune, and I'm just buying more mages. I'm upgrading my tower. I'm upgrading my spells. They say that they're going to come back with a season two, and then if they do, my hope is that I'll be able to sell that tower and get into their season two platform. We'll see what they do. Right? Am I counting on it? No. Same thing just happened to me. I will be tuning in for the updates. Okay. All right. Here's a good one. Um, Real quick, Brandon Brooks, welcome and hello. Here's what I know about Novatech, okay, is that they're in the court system right now. They can't talk about the case, and they're trying to it's between them and the states and the SEC. They're saying you were not being compliant. So Novatech is saying, okay, we weren't being compliant. How do we get compliant? And they're trying to figure out a way that they can get compliant so that they can get back to business. That's what's going on right now. It might take a while. Right, there's been other companies that's happened with before. iMarkets Live, it took them 2 years to get through the courts, but they were able to make it through. They came back and they're bigger than ever. So could it happen for Novatech? Absolutely could happen. Is it 100% that sure that that's what's going to happen? I don't know the future, right? But I can tell you, this isn't like an opinion or my thoughts or anything. This is what's happening. All right. Hey Vaughn, I get the positive energy about saving your first 10,000, but where would you live if you had no friends or family who can take you in, and even the majority of your earnings are getting garnished from debt? Like, I'm literally just looking for advice. The homeless shelters are worse than Rikers Island here in New York City. That's why there are so many people on the street just looking for advice. Okay, so now the basis for that question is that what I said was if I had to start over with nothing today, what I would do is I would go find a job, any job, and I would make $10,000 as quickly as possible. And then I would take that 10,000 and spread it out over 10 different crypto passive income platforms and create myself a passive income of 50K plus per year. Because if you take 10,000, spread it out across like 10 of the platforms that I'm a part of, you can generate yourself a passive income of 50,000 or more. Now we saw with Bit Trade Station, you could take 10,000 and generate $62,000 a year, right? So I would get that first 10,000 as quickly as possible. I have used 10,000 for my starting principal since back in my college days, right? When I was taking business administration classes in college, I learned about the stock market, I learned about business, I learned about the economy, the debt economy, the credit economy, all that stuff, right? And 10,000 was my principal then, and it's still my principal now. If I'm getting into a project, I want 10,000. I want to be in with 10,000. That's my principal, right? And then from there, create a passive income. So I would work any job. I hear what you're saying about the homeless shelters. You can, I mean, there's ways to do it, right? There's ways to do it. I mean, but that's what I would do. Yeah, I would sleep in the Walmart parking lot, bro. And I'm dead serious, right? I would do whatever it takes to get that first 10,000. Then once I've got my passive income coming in, then I would grab my apartment. I would get my car. I would get cleaned up. I would get my wardrobe, right? Go and start building my life back at that point. I know that because I've been zeroed out. I'm not talking about theoretical here. I'm talking about real life experience. I've been zeroed out many times in my life. Guys, I've almost lost my life at times, right? So and anybody who, when you get to a point in life where you're like, well, quote unquote wealthy, right? And this isn't a brag. I'm thankful to God. I say this humbly. I say this with humility. I say this with thanksgiving. I say this with gratefulness, but when you get to a point in life where you're like quote unquote wealthy, you will have things happen sometimes to just knock you right on down and get zeroed out. I mean, how many wealthy people get hit with divorce and then boom, like, oh almost all of their money is gone at that point, or half of their money is gone. But like how many people, their business fails or something happens or the stock market plunges. There's a plethora of things that can happen that can zero a person out, right? And so so yeah, I mean, am I advocating sleeping on the street and being homeless? I mean, not really, but if you have to, and if I had to do it, I would. I would rather be homeless and get that $10,000 real quick and get into those passive income platforms, get back into those opportunities. I would buy my trading course, right? Learn how to trade and get back up as quickly as possible. One of the quickest ways to get back up when you get knocked down is knowing how to trade, right? That's the quickest. Like if somebody had to become a millionaire in 1 year, the only way that I can think of to do that is to learn how to trade. That's the only way I can think of, right? So and I get it, right? If you're having a hard time in life, I get it, right? If you're at that point, you don't have friends, you don't have family. Okay, I get that. I understand that. I've been there. Okay, so but I'm just telling you what I would do, man. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm telling you what I would do. Okay, and there's a lot of different other things that you can do, right? I mean, there's people who figure it out, right? And so that's what I would do. But I would get that first 10K as quickly as possible. I would get that first 10K. No doubt about it. Spread it out, make myself a 50,000 a year plus passive income, right? And then just take the just at that point you just it's just once you build it like that, it's just about putting more money in and growing it. Right? Pulling the money out of the ones that don't work, doubling down on the ones that do work, practicing your risk management strategies, practicing your principles, right? Your trading principles, everything that you learn here. Now, this person, I happen to know you also have my trading course, so you can learn a lot in my trading course about those risk management principles as well. And I want you to become a millionaire because I want to look back and say, hey, this guy bought my trading course. He was homeless, he was on the street, and now he's a millionaire. I would love to be able to share that story about you. How do you get a VPN? Please send me instructions. Well, just Google Proton VPN, right? I mean, personally, I use NordVPN, but there's a ton of free VPNs out there. Just Google free VPN, right? I know that Proton has a free one. Maybe you should check that out. But and that comes from the place and the space of me telling you guys, and just me being kind of really open and honest with you guys here on my channel. We all should be investing in a VPN, right? Because there's a crackdown, and it's not going to stop anytime soon, right? I mean, it's they're cracking down on these crypto platforms, and the crypto platforms, frankly, they just don't want to deal with all the regulation. They don't want to deal with all the red tape. So one of the ways to cut through that is to actually do your business overseas and only have people participate overseas. And in order to participate in a business overseas with an IP address that needs to be overseas, you have to get a VPN, right? You got to get a VPN. Okay, I'll drop that in the chat. So anybody who wants to check that out, I recommend everybody get one, right? Because it's just gonna, guys, it's gonna come to a point where all the platforms that we're talking about, you're gonna have to have a VPN, and probably a lot of them you might have to have an out of country address, right? Which you can also get that. I believe ipostal.com does that. If you want to get an address outside of the country, you can get like a what do you call it, like a PO box or something like that outside in another country, right? Which you can use that as your mailing address. So shout out to you for that. Good question. This person says, thank you for sharing this information. I have been seeking someone that is in the passive income opportunity space to align with. I will do my own due diligence as well. Okay. Thank you for that. Good to hear that. Definitely, I'm in the passive income space and put a lot of content out on this channel, right? If you hadn't noticed, if anybody subscribes to my channel, you know I put a lot of content out. I mean, you might wonder when I actually sleep. That's a good question. But yeah, definitely put a lot of content out here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. What is better than old C12 now? Well, I wouldn't classify C12 as really great. I mean, it had some good returns. But if you want to get something that's doing like C12 type returns, they were doing 12% a day. So let me just flat out tell you, I don't have anything doing 12% a day, but Bit Trade Station is doing 12.5% a week, right? We've got some other high rollers here. We've got QP is doing 10 or more percent a week. That's QP. You've got yeah, and then you've got Invisible AI, guys. That one is doing 10% a week on certain deposits, right? So definitely I would look into that. But as far as like 12% a day, I mean, there's some hypes out there that do 12% a day, but I'm not part of them right now. You know what I mean? If I ever do become part of them, I'm going to do just the same thing I did with C12, which I'm going to say, hey guys, this one, I know that all these are risky, but this one is riskier than risky, right? This is a hype. It's definitely not going to be around forever. And it's only a matter of time before it goes away, right? Because you just can't sustain that. Or I haven't seen anybody who's been able to sustain that. I mean, when I was coming up, you would have said that there's no way you could get 12% a week. There's no way you could get 10% a week. But now that's happened. So there may come a time, and probably, especially with this AI technology that's coming out now, there might be, we might be getting ready to see bots that do 12% a day or 20% or 50%, who knows, 300% a day. Who knows how far it's going to go? Right? But what I can tell you and what I can almost guarantee you is that once the AI technology gets to the point where a lot of people are becoming millionaires, and I mean like a lot of people, regular people are tapping into the AI, they're becoming millionaires. Well, here's what's going to happen, guys, is inflation is going to get kicked up to the next level. $1 million ain't going to be worth what it used to be. And the government's going to crack down, right? They'll crack down on the technology that's allowing you to do that. Why? Because they need to have people in their work. They need to have people in the workforce, right? The whole thing will come crashing down if people can just grab a bot and become a millionaire overnight. But until that happens, here we are, right? We're able to join QP, right? We're able to join Invisible AI. We're able to benefit from this. So personally, I'm going to benefit from it for as long as possible. Very good comment there. Bummer. Mage Wars looked like a fun game. Yeah, it was a great game, man. I'm definitely bummed out about that. But hey, it is what it is, man. Not everything's gonna be a home run, right? We're gonna have some that miss, right? It's just that's it. I'm glad that it was gonna blow up. I'm glad it blew up soon, right? So that we didn't to get a whole harvest of people in and then have it blow up at that point. That would have sucked, right? Not saying that can't happen, that could always happen, but hey, at least we figured out about it soon. In Livegood, one has to pay a monthly membership. Yeah, you pay a monthly membership for Livegood, but at the same time, that gives you the ability for them to put people under you automatically and generate you some passive income, right? And then also, just the products are worth it, right? The amount of money that I save with my Livegood supplements is crazy. I save a ton of money because see, here's the thing. I work out every single day, and I do like a big workout 3 days a week, right? So I take pre-workout, right? I take post-workout, right? I take protein, I take multivitamins, I take supplements, I do super greens, I do super reds, right? I do the coffee. So I was spending so much money on that stuff that Live Good was like a godsend for me, right? And I really liked it because it was actually a company that you can actually get this stuff and really save money. Like a lot of these multi-level marketing companies that deal in the health and wellness space, man, a lot of them are overpriced, right? So you're not even getting a good deal. And they're charging way above the price of these things. So you can go get it at Walmart, right? Or you can go get it at GNC. But Livegood actually has more potent products for a lower price. So I mean, Livegood to me, as far as the supplement and health and wellness space goes, they have it on lock. And I'm gonna just continue to be a customer. I'm gonna be continue to be a promoter with Livegood because I really like what they're doing. I believe in what they're doing. Their products are good. And that's it, man. So yeah, I mean, to me, the amount of value that I get for that monthly membership far, far, far exceeds, right, the cost of that monthly membership. And frankly, I don't even notice the monthly membership at this point because there's large sums of money, right? And large amounts of value, right, coming from the live good opportunity. So definitely all about that. If you guys have any questions or comments, or if you want to make a shout out or anything that you want to do, make sure that you're posting them in my live chat. Because once I get enough of those queued up in the live chat, I will go back to the live chat and we'll have some good conversation. This person said, term limits from Congress. Okay. Is that your answer? Okay. That's your answer, right? Term limits for Congress. Is that going to solve all the world's problems? I don't know. I mean, I mean, with this thing is the train has gone off the tracks a long time ago, my friend. So, you know what I think is the solution? I think the solution is us getting back to reading the Holy Bible and living by what it says there. That's the solution. That's my solution. So, this one is on Vekuber. Doesn't work in the USA. So, as far as I know, it does not, right? So as far as I know, with Vekuber Guild, you have to have a VPN, right? You may be able to have a USA address, but you have to have a VPN. The thing I like, and now let's talk a second about Vekuber Guild, right? And what it is, right? What is Vekuber Guild? So Vekuber Guild gives an average of 6.8% per week in passive income. They are doing trading behind the scenes. They're also invested in some real estate and some other things behind the scenes, and they are, we're pooling our money together. They are growing it through their business activities, and they're paying us a percentage, right? A daily percentage. They have a lot of different possible plans you can get, and the different plans have different payouts, right? And have different time periods that the capital is going to be locked while they are paying out the passive income. So it's a guild, right? And the whole idea behind a guild is that, back in the day, back in the Middle Ages, you had guilds, you had artisan guilds, right? You had like chefs guilds and cooking guilds, right? You had fighters guilds, right? You had, like guilds of people who would do military service, mercenary guilds. And basically, what guilds were is like a little community of like-minded people who come together. Like us right now here at the Unlimited Freedom Network, you could call us the Unlimited Freedom Network Guild, right? Because we're like-minded people, we're involved in the crypto space, we come together and we support one another, right? We have different things that we do here to support each other. You guys got questions, I got answers, right? The trading course, that could be my binary options trading guild, right? It's a guild of people who come together, support one another, lift one another up. And so that's what Vekuber is, right? They want to bring back the spirit of the guild, right? And the guild spirit, and they have these different passive income opportunities that we can become a part of, different packages that we can purchase. And so it's a good opportunity, but I believe you have to get a VPN to have access to the opportunity. All right, this person said that QP is going good. Yeah, man, QP is going good for me too. I've been really impressed with QP, making a lot of crypto with QP. This person said, "Thank you for your contact, and I'm also following you consistently, and I'm involved in your platforms." Thank you, man. Happy to have you. This person said, "How to contact you for business promotion." So anything that you guys want to contact me about, you can send me an email, and my email is linked in the description. I think it's right there at the top. This person is a spam robot, so I'm gonna get rid of this. Here's one about Novatech. Please stop saying the bank. You cannot loose, LLOSE, I think you mean lose, money in the bank. Novatech will pay for their crimes. Oh man, where do I start? Where do I start with you, man? First off, you are factually incorrect, right? First of all, I don't know what you're talking about when I'm talking about the bank. Are you talking about a bank run? When I say a bank run? Yeah, because I just went over everything about a bank run here in this live broadcast. And you think you think that people cannot lose money in a bank? Yeah. Think your money's safe in the bank? Well, that's not necessarily the case, my friend, right? It's insured up to $250,000. It's FDIC insured, right? But that doesn't mean that you cannot lose the rest of it because you can. You can lose money anywhere, right? Novatech will pay for their crimes. Okay, now here you are, you're the judge, you're the jury, right? What crimes are you referring to? And if you are referring to a crime, can you prove that they committed a crime? What proof do you have that Novatech committed a crime? Where's your proof? We've seen the court cases. We've seen the investigations. I've shared all of that here on my platform. So you're making an accusation that they're committing a crime, but you've got no proof, right? You just want to come on here, you want to make a comment showing your ignorance, right? Showing that not only do you not know what you're talking about, you also don't know how to spell, you don't know how to write a correct sentence, right? You missed the part where they taught you how to write in the 3rd grade. You missed that day at school, right? And you want to come on here throwing shade in the comment section at the Unlimited Freedom Network, throwing shade. You're not giving me any shine, right? You're not giving the riz. You're throwing shade here in the Unlimited Freedom Network comment section. Well, you asked it, I answered it. Okay. A run on the bank, it applies to any kind of organization. So I can say bank, right? It's a fair comparison. Saying you cannot lose money in the bank shows your ignorance. Of course, you can lose money in a bank. Come on, man. What are you, 5? Novatech will pay for their crimes. Well, look, I think everybody has done something at some point in their life that they're going to have to pay for, right? You reap what you sow, right? Reap what you sow. Or I mean, but not you, right? You're just a perfect angel, right? You've never done anything wrong, right? Because you're the judge, right? You're sitting right next to Jesus, right? You're sitting right next to Jesus on the throne, judging everybody. You're the judge, right? Yeah? You've never done anything wrong, right? You've never had anything that's gonna come back and bite you, right? Oh, no. No, because you're perfect and you're a victim. I know, I see. I know you're kind, man. I really do. You're living in a delusional reality where you're perfect, everybody else is wrong, and you're gonna come on here and throw shade and cast judgment, and you think you're doing something. You think you're making a difference, right? Dude, you have nothing to back up your accusations. And that's the problem with people like you. You're not here to debate, right? You're not here to have an honest conversation. You're not here to have a good faith back and forth. You're just here to spew out your venom, throw your shade, and then you're on to the next channel. You're going to do the same thing. So shout out to you. Here's your 10-second dirty high, right? And here's that recognition that you wanted. Are you happy? Right? It'll last you for about 15 minutes, and then now you're going to have to go crap on somebody else's channel. This one is just a fool. Well, this one is triggered. You, my friend, are triggered, right? You are just a fool. Yeah. Real good argument there, right? Nice logic. I love it. Right? Nice, logically sound argument that you're bringing to the table. This is a very high IQ conversation that we're having. Just come on here and say, use a fool. Okay. There you go. You said your piece. There's your 10-second dirty high. Enjoy. This person said, I put $100 into C12 and did not get paid. I just tried with $100. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the way to do it, right? I mean, you want to only invest what you can, what you can afford to lose, right? And if you can afford to lose 100, then you can throw in 100, right? Some people are going to be in a different space. They might be able to afford to lose more. Some people can afford to lose less, right? But at least you did it the right way. Right. Now, there is a timing component to these things, guys, where it's good. Like a prime example here is Invisible AI. Invisible AI is at the ground floor. Right. And the reason why they're sitting at my number three is because they've done a lot of good groundwork before they even launched. Right. And so, if you want to get on something, if you want to get in on something on the ground floor, Invisible AI is a good one to think about right now because there is a timing factor to these, right? We know that they don't last forever. We don't know exactly how long they're going to last, but we do know this: the longer you wait to get into a platform, the closer you are going to be, right? The closer you are going to be to, possibly something happen because we know that these things don't last forever, right? I've got a few comments happening in the chat. I would like to see some more comments and some more questions in the chat before I get back. So if we can get a few more questions and comments in the chat, then I will go back there and address your guys' questions and comments. So at this point, here we go. All right. So this person went on a long tirade about the government. So any surprise there? I mean, looks like I found somebody who wants to go on a big tirade about government regulations, right? I'm not surprised that that type of person would be attracted to this channel. But what I do want to say is I'm about solutions, right? I'm not about only pointing out the problem, right? I'm about pointing out the remedies. I'm about pointing out the solutions. And one of the solutions is the orange pill, right? Taking the orange pill is a solution to all of these problems because it does not come under government regulation. It's decentralized finance, right? And that's why I'm such a proponent of the DeFi space. Hopefully that makes sense. But I'm not going to read all of your long tirade about the government. Just not going to do it. Here's one about Sportsbook Partners. Where's their sportsbook? Because they should have a site for me to place my bet. Plus, they're claiming to be a sports trader, right? So I'm sensing a little bit of unbelief coming from you, right? Where's the sports book? If they're a sports book, where's the sports book? Right. Well, the sports book is it's a private sports book. It's being done overseas, and the main sport that they're dealing with is soccer. Right. They call it football. We call it soccer over here. So no, they're not going to have a public website for you to connect to. They don't have to. There's plenty of private operations in sports betting in the world, right? I mean, me and you could do a private operation right now. I could call you up and do a bet, and we could create a sports book right now. Now, if we did it in the United States, it would not be legal. But if we did it overseas where it is legal, then hey, no harm, no foul. So with Sportsbook Partners, we're providing liquidity to a real sports book. It's being done overseas. They're making their money. We're making our money. It's 1% a day, 6 days a week. And speaking of them, I just had a nice size withdrawal hit my account this morning from Sportsbook Partners. So Sportsbook Partners wants no drama, Obama. They don't want the drama. They don't want to deal with operating in the United States. They don't want to deal with you having a VPN in the United States. They don't want to deal with the regulations, guys. So they just want to operate in a place where it's legal for them to do what they do, and that's what they're doing. No, they're not going to have a website that you can access. And even if they did, you wouldn't be able to access it in the United States. Hey, so check them out, right? Click the link, go check out the site. If it looks like something that you're interested in, get into it. If you think that it's a big scam, hey, just don't do it, right? You have the freedom to do that. You have the freedom to choose, right? God grants you the freedom to choose. No matter what anybody says, you can decide what you want to do, right? You have the freedom of choice. All right, this person is on a comment. I believe this was about Novatech, but they're trying to find my live video that I did where I posted all of the, because I did a live video on Novatech a few weeks back where we posted all of the court proceedings, right? All of the files, all of the, because the case files are public, right? So we shared all of the public court litigation, right? The civil litigation, any possible criminal litigation. And we shared that on a live broadcast. It was about a 2.5 hour, we did about 2.5 hours that day on Novatech only, right? And I shared and I put in the chat every single piece of documentation that you could ask for, that you could want. I put it all in the chat, right? And so this person is asking where to find that live session. Well, what you have to do is you have to go to my YouTube channel and you have to go ahead and find the live. So let me go ahead and click on my YouTube channel right now. Okay, and when you go to my YouTube channel, it'll say home, videos, shorts, lives, playlist, yada yada yada, right? And just click on the tab that says live. Right now, from that tab, you can see a history of every single live broadcast that I have done, and you'll be able to find the live broadcast that I did on here about Novatech, where I showed all of the documentation. Okay, I shared all of the documents. It's on there, and you can find it by going to that live tab and accessing all the live videos that I've done. You can find it on there. This person said, "Hey, mate, would you recommend using this platform if you really only have 500 euro to put in? In your opinion, would that pull in enough money? Thanks." Well, you got to start somewhere, right? I mean, you're definitely not going to pull in any money if you just sit on the euro and you don't invest it. Let me write a note to this guy. Yeah, you have to start somewhere. It's not so much about like having a huge sum of money to start out, but it's more about figuring out what you can afford to part with. Like if something bad did happen, like what can you afford to part with? Is it 500 euro? Is it 50 euro? I mean, what is it? Right? Or if it's USD, is it $500, $100, $1,000, $10? I mean, what's the number? So the important thing is that you start, right? Because percentages can be scaled up. Right, and what I mean by that is if you are doing something with percentages, and you are, you can do the same thing with $50 that you can do with $50,000. The percentages will be the same either way. So what I would recommend for you if you're starting with smaller amounts of money is learn how to track the percentages, right? There's a guy named Bruce who has my trading course. Shout out to you, Bruce. And he tracks his trading by the percentages. He's doing that the right way. That's what you want to do. So don't tell me that you made $500 today. Tell me that you made 7%, right? That says more to me because 7% could be 500 for you and it could be 7,000 for somebody else, but the percentage is still the same, right? So it doesn't matter if you have a huge amount of money to start with or if you have a small amount of money to start with. What matters is that you start and that you learn how to track the percentages. Now, with Vortic United, you can make 4% a week, right? On even the lowest level package, you can make 4% per week. All right. And that can do a lot, right? For $10,000 investment, that's $400 a week. So there's no amount of money that's not going to quote unquote pull in enough. You have to start. You just gotta start, right? Just start doing it. You ever see people who like they want to go through all of the legal stuff to get their business put together, but they actually haven't done their business, right? Or like people in the church who say that they have like a healing ministry, but they actually haven't done any, they don't have any fruit of that, or they haven't done anything pertaining to quote unquote healing. Oh, but they have a ministry. They just got to get it. They got to get everything put in line first, right? Or so, oh, you have a great business idea, but you just got to get all your legal stuff out of the way. But you're not actually doing the business. That is not the way to do it. Here's another example. You ever heard of somebody who makes a record but doesn't have a record deal? It's backwards, guys. It's backwards. You just got to start doing it, right? You just got to start doing it, right? The business side will come. Right? Whatever it is you want will come. Yeah, that $10,000 that you want will come, but you have to start somewhere. If you never start, you're definitely never going to win. Got to start somewhere. Doesn't matter if you start small. What matters is that you start, period. Right? Well, you sit down, you figure out what you got, you figure out where to spread out the investment and how to do it. Right? Let me get into some of these chats, guys. Okay, we had this Randy. He said affiliate program question mark. Really not sure what he meant by that one. Then we talked about Bit Trade Station. Then Brandon, you said Brandon Brooks, welcome to the chat. You said, hello, bro. What's your opinion about Novatech? I basically told you it's not an opinion. That's where they're at, right? And we talked about that. Ontario, do you think funds will continue with withdrawal? Are they taking a run on the bank? So I never did join funds, right? Because funds has been closely behind Novatech. So everything that's happened to Novatech, funds has been closely behind them. So, if they if they allow you guys to withdraw all of your money at any time, then inevitably they're going to crash the first time there's a panic. See, the nice thing about Vortic United is they lock up the funds for a certain amount of time, so a run on the bank can't happen. Because you got this investor over here for 32 weeks. You got this investor over here for 40 weeks. You got that investor over there for 32 weeks. This investor for 40 weeks, and different time periods locked up for different time periods. So they're not going to run out of liquidity because most of their liquidity is locked up and protected, right? That protects them from a run on the bank, and it protects us as the investors from the company just crashing and burning, right? And that's what a run on the bank will do, right? That's what happened with Novatech. And if funds has a way to where people can just withdraw all their money at any time, then probably at some point that's what's going to happen with them. Shout out to you. Thank you for the chat. Megan, what's up, Megan? Welcome to the Unlimited Freedom Network. Hello for QP. Which coins do you stake? Thanks. USDT TRC20 is the coins I use to stake in QP. Gloria, thank you for your response, Vaughn, for addressing Program 25 and about joining the Telegram group. You are welcome, Gloria. Thank you for tuning into the Unlimited Freedom Network. Darren, what time on Friday does Vortic pay out? So on Friday, what I do with Vortic is I put in my withdrawal request, right? But they don't actually pay out until Monday. And then they've got 48 hours to pay. So they either pay out Monday or Tuesday. I usually get my payment from Vortic around Monday afternoon. That's usually when I get my payout. Hit the like button, guys, because nobody else is giving you the same kind of sauce that I'm giving you here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. Nobody else is giving you that orange pill, titanium pill, stainless steel pill sauce that we're bringing to you live every Friday here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. Rich House, what's up, Rich? Welcome to the chat. I want to participate in these opportunities, but I don't want to injure the folks at the bottom of a Ponzi. Is there any way to tell a Ponzi among these crypto Forex platforms before they collapse? Well, No, not really. I mean, how are you going to prove that something isn't Ponzi unless you're like sitting there right there with them watching what they do every minute of every day? I mean, I run a private trading opportunity for some close friends and family, right? Where I do that where we pool the funds together. We of course we're not using a USA address to do that, but I'm growing our money in a private trading situation, and I'm using we're pulling the resources together and we're doing forex trading. We're doing binary options trading, right? Now, the definition of a Ponzi is when you pay the old people out with the new money that's coming in and you're not actually doing any activity behind the scenes, right? So if you do have activity behind the scenes, so let's say you get into a trading bot situation. I don't know if you were paying attention earlier in the program, but what a trading bot will do is it will trade $10 lose, and it'll trade 20 lose, it'll trade 60 lose, it'll trade 180 lose, it'll trade 560 lose, it'll trade 1500 lose, and it will keep upping the ante on the trades, right? With people's money. It will keep on upping the ante until eventually, if it doesn't get a winning trade, it'll blow the account. Is that a Ponzi scheme or is that a failed business? You tell me. I mean, what it is a failed business because they're not taking new money and paying the old people with the new people's money. That's the strict definition of a Ponzi, right? So I think that most of the platforms that I deal with are not Ponzi's, right? I try not, if I think something's a Ponzi scheme, obviously I'm not going to deal with it. So you want to participate in these opportunities, but you don't want to injure the folks at the bottom of a Ponzi. So you're coming at this question with the mentality of the idea that somebody is going to make a choice to join a platform that you're part of, and then that platform fails, and then somehow you're going to take the blame. Is that what you're saying? Why? I mean, don't they have their own free will? That can't they make up their own mind as to whether or not they want to join a platform? All I would say, Rich, is just don't lie to people. Tell them, hey, this is a risky deal, right? And you could lose your money, and that means you could lose all your money, right? And then if they want to make the choice to get into the platform, I mean, dude, you didn't force them to do it, right? So why are you taking that guilt upon you if something happens? Like 90% of businesses fail in their first year, bro. Why do you think that like it's your fault? So yeah, there are ways to vet the platforms, right? So what I'm looking for is I look for, can you talk to a human, right? Does it have a good support staff, right? Um, are they having any issues with withdrawals, right? That's a big red flag. If they're having issues with withdrawals, that's a red flag. Is their business plan plausible, right? Are they playing in a space where what they're doing is legal, right? That's another one. You want to look for all of those things when you're kind of reviewing a platform or when you're deciding whether or not you want to partake in a platform. And then another thing is your own personal risk tolerance, right? Sometimes I will jump into things that I know are super high risk just because I can, because I have the liquidity to do so, and because I have a risk tolerance where I'm doing things by the numbers and by the book. And if you do things by the numbers, you do things by the book, then you shouldn't have a problem on sharing your opportunity with other people and just telling them, hey, this is what it is, right? This is what I recommend. Here's the risk management strategies. This is what it is, guys. but I wouldn't, like, feel bad about it if something collapses or falls apart. I mean, you're not forcing people to do anything. You're just like you would wanna share what you're doing, right? If you are worried that you're gonna be hurting people, then don't do it, bro, right? Don't even get involved, you know? I definitely don't look at it that way, right? Because I'm the one who gets the emails and the messages every day from all the people that I've helped, right? From all the people who are, doing great, or who are now they've learned a new skill, right? The trading skill, or they're so I get a lot of thank you notes and I get a lot of positive feedback from people, man. So, and then the other thing is, man, businesses fail all the time, right? That's that's life. All right. Cash Money said, "Do you think Novatech is coming back?" No, I mean, I told you where I'm at with it, guys. They're dealing with court proceedings. They're not allowed to talk about the case, and they're working with their lawyers. They're working with the government, and they're trying to figure out. Okay, so you're saying I'm not compliant. What do we have to do to get compliant? And that's the back and forth that's going on right now with Novatech. They can't do anything with the funds, and they can't talk about it. The same thing happened with a company called. It's on the tip of my tongue. Uh, well, it's called I Am Academy now, but it was iMarkets Live. That's what it was called. They went through the same problem, with the government, with the SEC. They went through the whole deal, went through the legal cases, went through the legal proceedings. Nobody went to jail. They figured out how to get compliant. They came back and they came. Now they're stronger than ever. So could Novatech come back? Yeah, absolutely. But right now they can't do anything. Right until this passes. Right until they get through these court deals. They're not going to be able to do anything. Cash Money says, "I'm riding with you. I should have took my money out of Novatech when you was throwing up the red flag. BOJ was still saying they was his number one. Yeah, well, they were his number one, and he was, he was doing what BOJ was doing what BOJ is doing. I look up to him and respect him a great deal in this space. He has given me a lot of inspiration, right? If you guys you ought to see the BOJ inspiration from my channel. And he is we're becoming a good partnership, good colleagues, right? And BOJ is not always going to be right. I'm not always going to be right. Nobody's always going to be right 100% of the time. Uh but yeah, I was one of the lucky ones who got out of Novatech. Well, I don't wanna say I got out of Novatech. I mean, I still have money in Novatech. I'm still part of Novatech, but I took out the majority of my money right when the California thing happened. I pulled the majority of the money out, and I was actually one of the last ones to, get the actual withdrawal. So, Eddie, you going to the Vortic event tomorrow in Vegas? I wish. They just didn't give me enough time, man. It was too quick. I wish I was able to do it, man, but it just wasn't enough time. They gotta give us at least a couple of months or something to get prepared. They just like sprung this thing on us. But if you're going, please send me some pictures, man. Please give me the inside scoop, right? Hit me up on my email. If you guys want to talk to me, hit me up on email. Okay. I'm not cold approaching you on Telegram, and I'm not cold approaching you on WhatsApp. That's not me. All right. Guys, I'm gonna need a break. Okay, I need a 2-minute break. I'm gonna get some of my super greens from Livegood because I need a little bit of a boost, and my mouth is like super dry. So give me just 2 minutes, and I will be back. All right, guys. So these shaker bottles from Livegood are excellent, man, because it's so easy to mix up my stuff now. I used to go around and around with the spoon all day long, but now I can mix in my super greens, got my shaker bottle, and I can just shake, shake, shake it. All right, that hits the spot. Okay, let's see where we're at. Cash money. If you had $500, who would you invest in other than Vortic United? I'm gonna say if that were me right now, I would go for Invisible AI. Just because it's new and I've met the well, I didn't meet, but I was on a live streaming event and the moderator was there. I met him. I've learned a lot about the culture of the company. I've learned about the CEO, and man, they're doing big things. And Invisible AI, I think, is going to be a big one. And we're right here on the ground floor. It doesn't get any better than that, for a multitude of reasons. Also, they don't have any like weird binary, thing with the referral program. They just have a nice, simple referral program, nice, simple numbers, nice, simple percentages. So I would definitely do that right now if that were me. Sat Bender, what's going on? Sat Bender, welcome to the broadcast. Hi, any opinion about liquidix? 7 months monthly, not crazy, seems sustainable. Yeah, 7 months, 7% monthly. That does seem sustainable. I'll have to check that out. I've seen. I know that BOJ is involved. I've seen some other people involved with that one. I have not. I have not jumped in. I have not jumped into Liquidix. Maybe I'll do that in the future. But I don't know. I don't think there's any big reason why I didn't do it. It's just that it just really hasn't come up on my radar. But shoot me a link to my Proton email, and if I think that it's something I want to get involved in, I'll do that. Banglify, what's going on, Banglify? Welcome to the broadcast. Hey, I'd love to know your opinion on QP. It looks so legit, as if it was really an AI bot trading, or if they're just adding numbers after the trading day. Well, QP is an AI trading bot, right? It's AI that was created by AI, right? So that's what QP is. I mean, it's an algorithmic trading bot that operates on the New York Stock Exchange and Monday through Friday, right? And are you saying that like it's a complete like? Not sure what you're saying here. You're saying like it's a complete false flag operation or something like that? My opinion on QP is the same as my opinion on many of these platforms, guys. Is that yeah, you're going to run a risk. You have to understand there's risks involved with this. I mean, that's just the bottom line, right? Um, so you got to practice your risk management principles. you know and one of the risk management principles that I practice is that I spread out my risk over over lots of different platforms, right? QP is one of the platforms, but I also have investments in Vortic, other investments, and I've got right now I'm involved in about 15 different platforms, right? So I mean, if something were to happen, then I mean, it's not like the end of the world, you know what I mean? What I will say about QP is that they get different results every day, and that to me is a good sign. Also, they have a way of making money where they skim 5% off of each profitable trade, which is virtually not even noticeable, but it's a good way for them to make money and for them to stay in business. Uh, so and so far the track record with QP has been good. I mean, you can get the withdraw. I mean, I get my withdrawals super quick with QP. I mean, they're like almost instantaneous. And it's just been working, you know. So it's to me, it's all good. But if something were to go away, I mean, it's not going to surprise me, and it shouldn't surprise you either. I mean, we should all understand the risk that we're taking and the space that we're in. We should all understand that there's a way to go about doing this. And one of the reasons why I'm passionate about what I do here on this channel is because I like to talk about the way that we can win in these platforms so that the platforms aren't just taking advantage of us, right? So that we're actually benefiting from being involved with the different platforms rather than, right, the platforms just benefiting from us, right? Cash money. I'm from Tampa. Novatech was my first platform. I was riding good. I didn't trust any else until I guess Vortic came, and I like the sound of QP. I didn't trust funds either. You shouldn't trust any of them, dude. I mean, that don't trust any of them. Just play the game to win. Play to win, right? Practice your risk management strategies. If you haven't looked at my video, 5 risk management strategies, basically just go to my videos and search for 5 risk management strategies, where I break down some great risk management strategies to have in this space. But don't, dude, I don't trust anybody, bro. I don't trust any of these platforms, right? At the end of the day, I mean, we are in a risky environment. High risk, high reward, right? It's not so much about trusting the platforms as it is about having a plan, right? Getting your numbers together on paper, formulating a plan, developing a game plan so that you come out on top. Right now, one of the ways to do that, my friend, is to spread your risk. Right. So you don't put everything into one platform. Like you don't put everything into a Novatech. You don't put everything into a Vortic United. You spread that risk over a multitude of different platforms. And that's how you start seeing that's how you start playing to win. Right. And then you start getting good at it. Right. You start learning it. You start getting a feel for it. And yeah, a lot of people entered into this space via Novatech. And that's good. That's good. You know, that's a great. I'm a DeFi guy, man. I believe in decentralized finance. I believe in crypto, and however you got involved with crypto, however you got involved with crypto trading, whatever brought you here, I think it's a good thing as long as you stay here. The only people who really lose at this are the people who quit, right? So, yeah, it's just Novatech took a hard hit. A lot of people have taken a hard hit. You know, I when I was learning how to trade, I took a lot of hard hits because I lost a lot of money, right? Because I just didn't have a good strategy, right? I had not perfected my strategy and I was out there dumping real money into the trading account, which I shouldn't have been doing, right? And I lost a lot. I took a big hit. I've taken hits. You're going to take a hit. Everybody takes a hit. You got to be able to take that hit, get knocked down, get back up, keep on fighting, right? And get some scars. I want to go to war with somebody next to me who has some scars. I don't want to get into a fight with somebody next to me who's never been tested. I want somebody next to me fighting alongside of me that's been tested, that has some wounds, that has some war wounds, that has some scars, that's been tested. I don't want to go to war with somebody who hasn't been tested. Get knocked down, you get hit, you take the hit, you take it to the chin, you get back up, figure out a better way to do it better, go forward better than before, game plan that's better than the last time, right? And there's a lot of money to be made in this space, but guys, come on. I mean, you guys know, right? That like if I like I do a lot of stuff, right? I've got my trading, right? My forex trading. Which shout out to all my people who are on my who purchased my strategy. They're in the Telegram group. You guys know who you are. Shout out to you. Every day, I'm doing my forex trading, right? And I could just do that and be fine and be happy. I wouldn't need to do a YouTube channel. I don't need to be involved in passive income platforms. But why not be involved with them? Because I can make money at them, right? It's part of to me. It's part of trading. It's part of crypto trading, right? And I just like the whole idea. I like the whole business model. I have small businesses outside of YouTube. I have small businesses outside of trading, right? But guys, from the passive income platforms alone, I'm not talking about sharing the opportunity. I'm talking about from my investments in the passive income platforms alone, I could stop doing everything else today and retire because I'm making enough in passive income to do that. And I could still have a great lifestyle. There is money to be made in this space, guys. But it's about being able to get back up when you get knocked down, have a strategy, have a game plan, do it the right way. Banglify, what other sort of schemes are there? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, I mean, if you're talking about like the illegal tip and like what like what kind of, I mean, there's like fake pyramid schemes. There's you got your pyramid schemes, you got your Ponzi schemes. There's a lot of like con games. There's a lot of schemes out there. I don't know really, what you're referring to. Um, but it seems to me like you haven't had enough success in this space yet to where you understand like the real opportunity that we have here. And it looks like you're kind of still with the whole like there's plenty of people out there who believe that it's all just, I mean, there's people out there who believe that Bitcoin is a big Ponzi scheme. My thing is, where does it end? Right? Where does it end? Because it's like, if these people over here are doing it, it's not a Ponzi scheme. But if these people over here are doing it, it is a Ponzi scheme. You know what I mean? It's just like the thing like if a police officer goes over and smacks my neighbor, well, he probably won't get in trouble because a police officer is allowed to exercise a certain amount of violence legally, right? They're a protected class, right? They state sanctioned violent. They're able to do a little bit of violence legally, right? But if I go over and smack my neighbor, I'm a criminal, right? I committed an assault. So it's like your Ponzi scheme over here is legal, but your Ponzi scheme over here is illegal. So just all depend really all comes down to where you fall on the whole idea of crypto, the whole idea of passive income platforms, these types of investments. But what we're talking about is we're talking about the actual platforms and what they're actually doing, how we're making money with it, and strategies and ways that we can like spread out our risk and that we can actually make money in this space. And so that's kind of where we're at with it. Sat Binder Singh, shout out to you. I got all my seed money from Vortic. Now it's all house money. That's how you got to do it, baby. That's how you got to do it. First things first, get that seed money out. Now it's all house money, right? And also take yourself some profits, right? Don't forget to do that, right? You want to make sure that along the way you take yourself out some profits, go on a trip, do something fun for yourself, do something fun for your family, right? You make sure that you're reaping that you're reaping those benefits too. Because the first step is to get your seed money out. Then once you got that seed money out, now you can start getting some of those profits out. Muriel Brooks, any views on my car club? I don't get it. Darren, is Larry still rocking with NT? I don't know who you mean. Blue sky. I heard this quote from WT. We put limitations on how free we think we can be. Yeah, that's true. That gave me a new perspective on the title Unlimited Freedom. Shout out to you, Blue Sky. That's a good comment. Yeah, we put limitations on how free we think we can be. A lot of it comes down to belief, right? And there's a lot of things, especially when you're first learning how to get financially free and when you're first moving up from like we're first starting to build wealth, right? I didn't, I wasn't born with a silver spoon. Obviously I've had a lot of opportunities and I have a lot of opportunities and I have a lot of, benefits that I just was born into, of course, right? But I didn't always have money, right? Let's just put it that way. And so I had to elevate, and it started with my belief system. I first had to see myself as a manager. I had to see myself as a leader. I had to see myself as the boss. I had to see myself as being able to run a small business. And then it goes on from there. You got to be able to see yourself becoming financially free. See yourself being able to retire at a certain age. See yourself, it's and I learned something that is actually taught in the United States Marine Corps, and it's called uh I think it's verbal linguistic programming, or no, it's not verbal. It's it's got some fancy name, but it's basically what it is learning how to actually rewire your belief system using your subconscious, the power of your subconscious mind. Does anybody know what that's called? Uh Something linguistic, something or other. Yeah, anyway, I can't think of it right now, but basically it's yeah, there it is. Thank you, Darren. Neuro-linguistic programming, right? It's where you actually train your subconscious mind, and what the subconscious mind does is it actually changes your belief system, your internal belief system, right? And it's just all it is. It's just like you write down your affirmations that you want and you kind of repeat those things, right? Like one of them that's very powerful is the large sums of money come to me easily and quickly from multiple sources in the best interest of all, that I get to keep, use, give, and spend joyously, right? And that's something that I don't even really even have to think about it. I could just say it, right? Because that's part of the neuro linguistic programming that I did to change my belief system, right? And so a lot of stuff like that. I'm the owner of multiple successful businesses that are worth millions of dollars. Well, I said that before it became true, right? I programmed that. I'm the owner of multiple successful businesses that are worth millions of dollars, right? And you say it to your subconscious mind, and it's even if you don't have it at that point, you're programming yourself. You're changing your beliefs, right? And I know it's really a thing because it works, and then also because they actually train the higher level military people actually get trained in how to do it. So it really is a thing. All right. What's your top three? I will give you my top three. Number one is Vortic United. Number two is QP. And number three is a new one, Invisible AI. So check out Invisible AI if you haven't done that. Cash Money FX, Master Gold, no good. Mayo Trade, no good. Only trying to ride with the best horse. Yeah, man. I mean, that's true. I mean, Master Gold crashed, Mayo Trade crashed, and it goes back to that whole thing that's happening with the AI trading bots, right? Which was what we were talking about. How they keep on like doubling, 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 doubling until they blow the account, right? And it's a problem, right? It's a problem. And I think the solution for it is to create a bot that trades in percentages only. But then they're not going to have is because they want to get these quick, fast, big gains, right? The big, sexy gains. They want to get the big, sexy gains so they can get a bunch of people to come into the platform. But the risk there is if your bot could eventually blow the account. That's the whole problem. Rich House, thank you, Rich. I appreciate you tuning in to the Unlimited Freedom Network. Darren, Larry had all the YouTube videos where he always said he was still rocking with Novatech. Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Larry, I think it's like Larry Golden. Yeah, he came on the show a few times. He came on the live a few times, but he doesn't come on anymore. I think we got to do a couple of, sparring matches. They're just friendly sparring matches, and it's like kind of like friendly debates, like like when two people sit down and have a friendly debate. But I wasn't like trying to like disrespect him or anything like that. And I don't think that it ever got to the level of disrespect on my end. I think he might have like called me an idiot a couple times or something like that. But we haven't, I'm sure I'm going to see Larry around, right? Because we run in the same circles. But yeah, I don't have any problem with Larry. I have no idea what he's doing right now. So I don't know if he's still rolling with an Novatech or what he's doing. So at this point, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get to some more of these comments from the week. So if you guys want me to get back with you on the chat, all you got to do is just shoot me a comment or a question in the live chat. And once those pile up some more, then I'll get back into the live chat and chop it up with you guys. But for right now, let's go ahead and go back to the comments. This is somebody who commented on BitSports AI. BitSports AI is a nice one. Let me tell you what I'm currently making with BitSports AI. I'm currently making 7% a week. So if you guys are not familiar with BitSports AI, this guy said, "Hey bro, I wanted to ask you how you can activate the bot every week." So you don't have to exactly activate it every week. What you have to do is you have to activate it, and then you have to make sure once you get to the end of the period, because the bot only works for so long before you have to then go in and reinvest. So you just have to make sure that your plan is active. And the way that you make sure that it's active is you just go in and you click on your plan and it'll say active in the top right hand corner. Right. But yeah, man. Bit Sports AI doing 7% a week. And what they do, how they make their money is in sports trading. So think about binary options trading. Like when you've got a binary options trade, you've got like Euro USD, and you're forecasting that Euro is going to go up, right? That's how you place a binary options trade. Well, sports trading is the same, but instead of that, you would have like Argentina versus Brazil, right? And you're forecasting that Argentina is going to win. But everything else is the same, right? Same type of spread, same type of 92%. You can rack in 92% on a correct sports trade. So there's a lot of money to be made in sports trading arbitrage, and that's what BitSports AI specializes in. Right. Also, the guy who leads BitSports AI, he's got a lot of experience. All of the people who run BitSports AI have been doxxed. They've been in marketing for a long time. They've had direct sales, multi-level marketing companies, lots of experience there. And what do I like about BitSports AI? I like that 7% a week passive income. That's what I like. Right. And they're doing a lot. They got a lot going on. They've got a good business model. Their website is clean. Everything that they do is simple to understand, easy to understand business. Website looks good. Right. I've had to do a couple of withdrawals already. The withdrawals work out just fine. I think it's a 48-hour window that they give you your withdrawal. And yeah, so BitSports AI is cool. And you don't have to manually re-up every single week. You have to manually reinvest when you see that your investment is no longer active. At that point, then you would have to do a reinvestment. Guys, I am here with you today here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. I am spending the day with you. I am chopping it up with you. It's great to be here. And I am powered by my super greens from Livegood, which taste good, gives you that shot of healthy energy. And man, I mean, because let's face it, guys, in the West, we don't have enough greens in our diet. We don't have enough reds. Like we don't eat enough tomatoes, radishes, berries, right? So you got the super greens and the super reds. And by the way, the super reds have a nice little perk on upping the sexual libido, right? So one of the only supplements out there that does that. Now, right now, I'm having the super greens. All right, here was one about Bit Trade Station. Can you withdraw your capital? Yes. What is the withdrawal fee cost? There's no fee. After 20 days, what will happen? You can take out your capital or you can reinvest. So they are traders, guys, and they use our funds to pull together our funds for greater amounts of leverage, right? So in trading, you have an easier time making consistent money because you can be more conservative when you have a larger pool, right? And you can also leverage that up for an even larger pool. So you can make more money with a $100,000 account than you can with a $10,000 account. So they give us the percentile cut, which is 12.5% a week, and they keep the rest. So presumably, they're making much better numbers than 12.5% a week. But what they're doing is they're kicking us down to 12.5% a week. But overall, they're reaping a much higher amount, which they're keeping the surplus. That's how that works. This was a question about Novatech. Does the US government also take all the money outside the US? I'm living in Europe. Thanks. Well, what happens when you have a situation like this, when you're with a company that's in the US and you're being looked at, right? You're in the courts, right? You're going back and forth in the court system, is that you're not going to be able, I mean, even if you live in Europe or whatever, and they've got funds from Europe or they got funds from South Africa, wherever they got the funds from, guys, they can't do anything, right? Until they get through the investigation. They can't pay you, they can't pay me, they can't pay anybody, they can't do anything, right? Because anything that they do right now is going to be scrutinized and could be contrived, could be taken any kind of way. So they definitely don't want to get into any more trouble. They are trying with counsel to figure out, okay, you're saying we were not compliant. How do we get compliant? We want to work with you. We want to do the right thing. We want to become compliant. So, how do we do that? And that's what they're doing. They can't talk about their case. They can't do anything like that. And as long as they're here in the US and they're being investigated in the US, it doesn't matter that your money didn't come from the US, right? That doesn't matter. You're in a company. Your money's in a company that has a presence in the US and that falls under the legal jurisdiction of the United States. No, it does have something to do with it because, dude, they're being litigated in the US. Their assets are frozen. They can't do anything with the money. Nice try, though. This person said, "Greetings, Vaughn. I'm interested in Vortic and it requires a referral code. Could you please provide yours so that I may start this investment? I look forward to learning more about your trading course." I said, "Hello. The code, excuse me, will automatically populate if you sign up using the link provided in the description of this video." So, guys, once again, the links for everything that I talk about on here are in the description, right? If you want to get my trading course, link in the description. If you want to sign up for Investable AI, right? Shout out to you, Kyle. I see you in the comments section. I see you in the chat. Shout out to you. I see you. I see you. If you want to invest in Investable AI, hey, link in the description. Great company. Just got started. No time like when a company first starts, especially if it's going to be a good one, which I have a great feeling about Investable AI. And I will get to these chats, guys, but you got to fill it up, okay? I need to get some more because I need to get some more questions and comments in there before I snap back into reading the chats. So if you got a question, if you got a comment, you just want to say what's up, go ahead and throw it in there. Hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button because you're not getting the same kind of sauce anywhere that you're getting here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. You don't get the orange pill, titanium pill, stainless steel pill sauce anywhere else than the Unlimited Freedom Network. You got nobody else who is hanging with you guys, getting into the articles, digging deep, getting into the culture, talking about the risk management piece. I mean, bringing you a forex trader's perspective, and also, hey, did we mention the fact that I have a history with the criminal justice system? Yeah, on the wrong side of the law. In case you didn't know, right? And so I'm able to bring you that sauce as well to let you know what happens when you're dealing with civil litigation, even criminal litigation, either civil litigation or criminal litigation, right? From the perspective of somebody who's been through that system. Who else is giving you sauce like that, guys? Where else on YouTube are you getting sauce like that? Seriously. All I ask, hit the like button because that's the metric that YouTube uses to push us out in the algorithm. And of course, we want to build the culture and get this in front of many people as we can, right? For as long as we can. Also, shout out to rumble.com. I'm also on Rumble. Just in case the censorship thing takes us away out of YouTube, I'm going to be over on Rumble. So everything that I do here is also being done on Rumble.com. It's in the Rumble on Rumble.com, right? But it's also being done on Rumble.com. All right, let's take a look at some more comments. This person said that the US government is sickening, and they're talking about the restrictions on crypto. They're talking about the crypto crackdown. And what I'll say once again is, guys, look, it's one thing to point out the problem, but what I want to focus on is the solution, right? Let's point out the solutions. Let's point out the remedies. And, taking the orange pill is a remedy, right? Taking the orange pill solves a lot of these problems because we operate in a place where we're in decentralized finance. We're able to do free trade with one another, and we're able to build any type of community. And the sky's the limit, guys, of what you can do with decentralized finance. We are able, once we take the orange pill, that's like getting unplugged from the matrix, right? That's why we call it the orange pill, right? I mean, everything changes. You realize the possibilities and you see that the possibilities, man, the sky is the limit. More things are possible in this crypto space than have ever been possible before. Trust me, you didn't have these types of returns before. It just wasn't the thing, right? The only way you could get ROI, like for example, the type of ROI you can get from invisible AI, you had to already be a millionaire. You had to have $10 million that you could put into something, right? Or or sports betting or whatever it is, getting involved with the liquidity pools. You already had to come with a million. You had to come with 10 million. You had to come with 100 million, right, guys? Let's face it. But now, because of decentralized finance, everybody, everybody can get in, right? And that's the beautiful thing about it, right? It levels the playing field, which is why the elites don't like it, guys. So yeah, I see what you're saying on there, but you know, we got to be solution oriented, right? We're going to point out the problems, right? We're going to point when they're tripping, we're going to point it out here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. But we're also going to point out the solution, right? We're also going to point out the way forward. The using the risk management strategies, right? Using your risk to reward ratio, and all of the tools, right? Because all I'm doing here is I'm setting out a kit of tools, right? I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm setting out a kit of tools that you can pick up and you can use these tools to create a better life for yourself. This person said, I am under you in Livegood. Your content is great and I like your channel. Shout out to Livegood. I'm enjoying my Livegood Super Greens right now. It's delicious and it gives me a nice little shot of energy that I need when I'm sitting here chopping it up with you guys for hours on end, right? Which which I like to do, right? It's why not? And I can do it because I have that financial freedom through being in this space to where I can hang out with you guys all day on a Friday and it's no problem. So I am under you and Live Good. Your content is great. I like your channel. Which level are you in and Live Good? And I had to honestly answer that I don't know. I know that I'm getting paid every week. That's what I know. Like from Live Good, I'm getting a nice passive income just from sharing the opportunity, using the products, enjoying the products, talking about the products. But I'm not. I'll tell you what. I don't major in recognition, right? That is not my shtick, right? That is not my thing, right? Let's talk about recognition for a second. Children cry for it, men die for it. Recognition, right? That is the fuel that fuels the fire of a lot of people in this business, right? Being recognized, wanting to be recognized, wanting to hit rank, wanting to have that title. Guys, I don't care at all about that. The only thing I care about is the profits, right? Making the money, right? So that I can take care of myself and my family, right? So that I can be a provider, right? So that my family never has to go through, that they never have to worry about money, that they can look to Vaughn, they can look to me and they can say, he's got it under control. He's going to take care of us. He's going to provide for us no matter what. He's going to be there, right? Whether you need my time, right? Whether my mom were to need me right now or my dad, I can just drop what I'm doing. I can go help them. Whether you need me my time, you need my help, you need finances, whatever it is. That's what fuels my fire, not recognition. So the fact is, guys, a lot of these platforms, I don't even know what level I'm on. I don't care really, right? What I care more about is the actual reason of why we're doing this is to create that freedom, right? That financial freedom and time freedom. So shout out to you. That was a good question. Good comment. Okay, so somebody took issue with something I said. This, by the way, at the Unlimited Freedom Network, we're pretty much uncensored, right? So, I talk about a lot of different things. I'm not the poster child, right? I'm not the poster child. I'm not the role model for anybody. Okay, that's just let's just get that out of the way right now, in case you didn't know, right? I'm a convicted felon, right? And I'm always going to be that, even though I've repented, I've turned away, I've turned away from that. I've given my life to God. I've surrendered to Christ, right? I have a new life, right? I'm happy. I'm here with my family. I'm a productive member of society. Doesn't matter. I'm always going to be a convicted felon because, in a way, every sentence is a life sentence. Now, I wasn't convicted for any financial crimes. I was convicted for violence. I am a violent criminal. I am a convicted felon, right? It's going to follow me no matter what I do for the rest of my life, right? It is what it is. Guys, I knew that I knew that before I even started making a YouTube channel, right? Here's the thing though. That what that does is it allows me to be totally able to be completely free, completely honest, not beholden to anybody. There's nothing anybody can do to me. There's nothing anyone can do. It's already been done. You can't do anything to me. So I'm going to say the truth, right? I'm going to give you the real deal. I'm going to give you the sauce. There's nothing more that they can do. What are you going to do? Kill me? Right? Send me to be with the Lord. Send me to be with Christ. There's nothing more that anybody can do to me, guys. I've already been in maximum security prison. I know how to live in prison. I've been there. You can't do anything to me. You can't scare me. You can't threaten me. Having said that, that's going to allow me to give you the kind of unfiltered reality that frankly nobody else is going to give you because they still have like some kind of quote unquote reputation to maintain, right? Mine's been out the door. Doesn't matter. What matters is, are we creating something that is going to be a legacy for ourselves, for our family? Am I able to be that man that I want, that I know that I am, right? Regardless, regardless. All right. So, and the reason why I did that segue is because I have a comment here from somebody who wanted to take issue with something that I said about the prison system. And very funny, you are a middle-aged lady, right? Who looks like you haven't even been on a bus. You haven't even used public transportation, lady. And you're going to tell me about the prison system? Of course, her husband's a firefighter. So let's get into it. Not true about firefighters, she says. You are wrong. Oh yeah? Am I? Tell me another one. You are wrong. You think I haven't heard that before? Sweetheart, I've heard a lot worse. Okay. Okay, but I'm wrong, right? I'm wrong. Okay, the lady who's never rode the Metro Link is going to tell me where I'm wrong here. Let's hear what she has to say. It's not true about fighter fighters. You're wrong there. My husband was a firefighter for almost 30 years. You can't send prisoners out to fight wildfires. Brother. Yeah, okay. I guess you know. I guess you would know. Ah! Not in the no, no, not in country, no, we don't send our prisoners out to fight wildfires. No, no, of course not. That would never happen. They would never tell a prisoner that we're going to reduce your sentence if you're willing to get dropped out of a helicopter and fight a wildfire. Oh, no, no. Oh, no, of course, lady. Never happened in this country. Never, ever happened. They wouldn't do that. Oh, no. Right? Tell me another one. My husband was out there with his crew many times. Everyone out there is trained. Hey, good. I'm glad. I'm glad for you. I'm glad for your husband. Okay. But, dude, I'm just telling you the facts. I'm telling you the truth. You can't change a fact. Just because you say the sky is green does not mean that the sky is green. The sky is blue. It's still going to be blue no matter what you say, lady. Oh, yeah, they do it. Yeah, they drop prisoners into wildfires. They have prisoners do all kinds of stuff you wouldn't believe. It's cheap labor, basically free labor. And these guys, they want to get out, they want to get back to their family, they want to go home, so they think it's a good idea. They go out there and they burn to death because they're expendable. They're property of the state property. That's why you have a number 1196535. That's why you have a number. You're no longer a person. You're a number. You're cattle. You're state property, and they're gonna do whatever they want to do. You better believe it happens. You better believe it, lady. But you don't want to believe it. You don't want to look at it. You don't want to see the truth. You want to live in your nice little fluffy pink cloud delusion and go about your merry way, thinking that you're in this great paradise and nothing bad ever happens. I don't have the luxury of living that way. I don't have the luxury. I was there. I was there, lady. Sorry. But I don't have the luxury of thinking that everything is just hunky dory, peaches and cream. I know what happens on the other side. And why would anybody believe what I have to say? I'm a felon, right? I'm a convicted felon. Why would anybody believe anything I say? They're not going to. That's the beauty of it. Oh, you can't trust him. He's a felon. What purpose does it serve for me to tell you about the wildfires? What purpose does that serve? How does that help me? This person said, "What's happening with Novatech? People's money is stuck. They should pay people while dealing with their court issues." Once again, they can't do anything. I mean, everything is frozen while they're in court. You can't do that. Right? You can't go operating as usual while you're being drugged through the court system, especially when the reason why you're getting the cases is because of your company. So before they can do anything, they got to figure out what to do, how to get compliant, and basically how to get the government to give them the stamp of approval, right, on what they're doing. And that's just going to take some time. But you can't do that. Right? I know that that's what you would like to have happen. That's what you would like to do. You would like to get the money. I get it, right? I understand. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to offer you guys other opportunities as well here at the Unlimited Freedom Network where yeah, you've got your money tied up there, right? I understand, but there's so many opportunities, guys, that I personally am taking part in that it's just like it's just there's so much, right? There's so much abundance here, right? There's so many opportunities here that if you play your cards the right way, right, you can still make large sums of money in this space, right? You don't have to wait for Novatech. Novatech might come back, it might not. But if you want to continue, there's plenty of opportunity here to continue. Here's one. The expressive intelligence and passion of Vaughn is something I've grown to love. LOL sauce. Thank you. Yeah, it's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen, right? It's part of who I am. It's part of my personality, right? Part of my background, part of my people, right? We talk with our hands. We're passionate. Sometimes we get a little loud, right? It's going to happen, right? I can't. I. It's like people say, "Oh, I wish you wouldn't yell so much." I can't change who I am. What do you want me to do, right? This is who I am. This is how I talk. This is how I express myself. It is what it is. No, I agree. You don't want me like screaming at the top of my lungs the entire time I'm doing a video. I completely agree with that. I try to watch it, but sometimes I get a little bit passionate, right, about what it is we're talking about. Or sometimes like, the situation, I get a little bit it gets a little bit intense and I gotta put I gotta put my feelings into it, right? It just is so it is. It's not just control your emotions, right? You don't want your emotions to control you, but the emotions are not a bad thing. You can employ them, you can control them, right? For example, in communication, right? If you want to really communicate something, there's lots of different ways to do that. All right. Anyway, this person said, "I just looked up 1 week's address in Canada, and it's a condo building on the Okay, I just looked up the 1 week's address in Canada, and it's a condo building, and the phone number on the website does not work." Yeah. Okay. Right. I mean, I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I've been that person too, right? I've done that myself. But hey, I mean, we're not, this isn't Merrill Lynch, right? This isn't Charles Schwab, right? We're not it's the same thing that I said in the comment. We're not opening up a 401k, we're not getting a Roth IRA. We're participating in a risky space. It's risky to begin with. It's the crypto space, right? I mean, it doesn't surprise me, right, that you might not, you might have things like that that come up, but that's the space. If you want the high rewards, you got to be willing to take the high risks, right? Here's the thing about 1 weeks. 1 weeks is working, right? I've got one more day in my first go around with 1 weeks. I'm about to take out all my capital and I'm about to have a second go around. It's working, right? They're doing what they said that they're doing, and that's what I care about, right? I don't, I mean, I have the understanding, and we all should have the understanding that, this is the space that we're in, guys. I mean, there's going to be, anytime you have a big reward, there's going to be a big risk, right? And so that's why I always say never invest in anything that you cannot afford to lose. Withdraw early, withdraw often, practice your risk management principles, develop mental toughness, get your seed money back, right? And then play with the profits, let the profits compound. So there's a lot of proactive stuff that we can do. But I'm guarantee you, if you go look for a reason to not like any of these opportunities, you'll find it. You'll find it. Just Google them. You see how all the people talk stuff out there. Yeah, you'll find it. You'll find it. There'll be people who say it's a scam. There'll be people who say it's a Ponzi. There'll be people who say it's a pyramid. Right? If you're looking for negative, you will find it. Believe me. Right? That's that's part of the deal. Comes with the territory. It's part of the name of the game, right? But I do agree with you. The more accurate these guys can be in their platform, the better it will be for them, right? And because like for example, you that might have kicked you out of 1 weeks. You might not join 1 weeks now because of that, and they just lost a client, right? Because of something stupid like that. So I totally agree. They ought to be, you ought to have a professional website, for sure. It's important, right? It's important. All that stuff is important. Thank you. Here's a person who says, "Thank you for your positive comments on Novatech. It makes me less anxious about this whole situation." welcome. I mean, I'm just listen. I'm just telling you what's happening, right? I mean, it's just you can take it any kind of different way that you want. I'm glad, right, that that's helping you be less anxious. I don't think anybody should be anxious. I think that what happened with Novatech is a lot of people over leveraged themselves, right? They got in above. They got in. They put in too much, right? They didn't go. However, whatever reason why they did it, I mean, I understand. I mean, Novatech was rolling for years. So you're thinking, man, this thing's not going to go away. Let me throw in some money, right? Let me take a loan out, right? Let me put in some serious money, and then this happened. Yeah, I mean, I understand, but best thing to do is to dust it off, right? If you get knocked down, get yourself back up, dust it off, try again, and there's a ton of opportunity in the space to make some of those, if they're losses, to make some of those losses back, right? The only one who really loses in this space is the person who quits. I lose trades every day, guys. Every day I lose trades. For those of you who don't know, I'm a Forex trader, binary options Forex trader. Link in the description to my trading course. It's achievable, attainable, sustainable. It's how I was able to make more than I ever made before. That's what I do. And I lose trades every day, guys. The trick is you got to win more than you lose. And you got to win bigger trades than you lose. Pretty much it. I mean, it's not rocket science, right? But if you stop, you're going to definitely lose. If you stop while you're down, you're going to definitely lose, right? But the only way to lose long term in this space is to just give up because there's so many lucrative opportunities out there and there's new ones coming out on a regular basis, right? So, I would encourage you to don't be anxious about it. Don't sit there worrying about it. Take some action, right? Take some steps, take some positive action steps, and you'll feel a lot better, right? We all have, look, listen, we all have a short lifespan on this earth, and we got to make every day count, right? Every day we ought to have some sort of activity, right? I don't ever have to work again, but I do it because I that's I don't think that work is bad. I think work is a good thing. I like to work. I like work, right? Especially when it's something that I care about, something that I like, something that I enjoy, and a way for me to continue to grow, right? And continue to, it's like storing up that provision for whatever may lie ahead in the future. But yeah, I mean, just but I wouldn't be in this position if I worried about stuff. Like if I let anxiety and worry get the best of me, right? I actually think it's a commandment. As you guys know, I'm a Christian. I try to follow the commandments as best as I can, right? I'm a human. I make mistakes, of course. I sin like everybody else. But one of the commandments of Christ is do not let your heart be troubled, right? That's a command, right? That's a command from from, and that's what I live by, right? So if I'm going to live by that, then I got to really try to live by that. Do not let your heart be troubled. So I try not to worry. I try not to be in anxiety, right? What helps me is to take actionable steps to move forward. Somebody said, I love your perspective and your passion. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Some people love it, some people hate it. It's what it is, right? That's me, right? That's your buddy Vaughn, right? I'm just gonna keep bringing you guys the sauce. Love it, hate it, don't care, whatever, right? It is what it is. But I can tell you nobody else is doing it like this. I can tell you that. I can tell you you can scale the wide ranges of the internet. You can look everywhere. Nobody else on YouTube is giving you the same kind of sauce. The orange pill, titanium pill, stainless steel sauce that you're getting here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. Nobody else on YouTube is doing it. Definitely nobody on Rumble is doing it except for me. Nobody else on the internet is bringing you the same kind of sauce, right? And that's just simple as that, guys. It's simple as that. It really is. All right. Here we go. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let me check my chat and see if we got any chats. Okay. Right. Kyle. Welcome, Kyle. Good to have you here. Have you looked into Capitalium? Most of the leaders in Invisible AI are also in Capitalium. No, man, should go ahead and shoot me the link to that. Go my Proton email is linked in the description. So go to my email shoot me an email, say who you are in the message line, and I will look into it. Yeah, I would definitely be interested in that. I mean, anything that's going on that's related to invisible AI, I would definitely be interested in because I like what's going on in invisible AI, and I'm excited about it. Right, I've been making some personal changes in my top five. Invisible AI has already hit my top five, which has never happened before. Then a new platform has gone straight up to number three in my top five right now. Okay, thanks for the subs. You're welcome. That's what it is. It's the sauce, baby. All right. Gloria, Gloria, Gloria. Good to have you here, Gloria. I love the orange pill stainless steel sauce. You got it. You got it. Randy, trying to get on your link, Bit Trade Station. I get this big red warning, deceptive site ahead, just my computer settings. Yeah, so you got to go to your settings, and I think when it says that, there should be a link that you can click and it'll take you over to your settings and you just have to allow that website, right? It's the ETF pool does the same thing, right? So um yeah, whatever. I mean, I use Bit Trade Station. It works. I make money every day at it. I've withdrawn money twice, right? So I mean, it's not deceptive as far as I can tell. They're doing everything they say they're going to do. So shout out to you. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this. All right, you guys ready? I hope you're ready because we're about to get into some sauce. This is a comment about Vortic United. Okay, this person says, my problem with Vortic United is that we cannot confirm the identity of Jensen Robles. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. It's a big conspiracy. My problem with Vortic United is that we cannot confirm the identity of Jensen Robles. He said he was born in London and no records can be found. Also, there are questions to whether that's even his real name. I do enjoy your channel. Well, thank you. Guys, Jensen Robles has been doxxed. Okay, the famous marketing team, Mike and Mike, they flew to Istanbul, Turkey. They met with him. They sat down with him. They doxed him. They looked at his passport, right? They verified his identity. They sat there with him and watched him trade for like 2 weeks. They were down there. So I don't, Jensen Robles has been doxed already. I think I know what happened because I found the article that you're looking at, and this article, guys, is one of the biggest conspiracy theory articles I have ever seen in my life. Okay, so this article says Vortic United's Jensen Robles has been outed as Renee Schwartz. Okay, here's the article, guys. Earlier today, a reader sent in a tip suggesting Vortic United's Jensen Robles was a fictional Renee Schwartz. At first, I wasn't convinced. They looked similar, but it was difficult to make a call. I left it there, but eventually curiosity got the better of me and I began pulling at the threads. As it stands, I'm about 97% convinced Jensen Robles is Renee Schwartz. I also believe I've uncovered a Russian organized crime syndicate. Right? This is some far-fetched stuff, guys. Here, wait. There's the link. But let me continue. I left it there. Oh, wait. Okay. Well, we'll get into who Renee Schwartz is and the Russians in a bit. First off, here's all the supporting evidence I was able to put together. For reference, here is Vortic United's Jensen Robles. Okay, and they give a picture of Jensen Robles, CEO and founder of Vortic United. And here is Renee Schwartz, Circuit 2016. And they've got this picture. I don't know where they got this picture. I don't know who this is. I don't know what they're talking about, but I mean, it looks like they're in the Philippines from the way that they're dressed. Right off the bat, you can see Schwartz resembles a younger and less obese Robles. The beard is, of course, there, and Robles has had his teeth done. Resemblance, though, isn't enough. We need to dig deeper. Uh, this is some conspiracy theory stuff, guys. Jensen Robles, and this is where this guy's coming from when he said, "I'm not even sure that Jensen Robles is who he says he is." Jensen Robles has some distinct features. For starters, one of Robles' ears doesn't have an earlobe. It just tapers into his head at a triangular angle. And they give a picture of this guy's earlobe and then a picture of Jensen's earlobe to try to prove that this is the same guy. Robles' eyebrows are also distinctive as they are much thicker towards the end of his nose. They appear to disappear after about a half inch. And once again, they give you this little graph chart with these pictures. It's really this is really pushing it, man. This is really pushing it into the conspiracy waters. Robles' smile is also distinctive. When Robles smiles, his cheek dimples on either side of his nose don't align. One begins higher than the other, and the other is wider and deeper on his face. Right? And you guys can see all these photographs, and it's just ridiculous. Okay. Now, if that was all I had, I'd be about 75% confident Schwartz was Robles. And that's not confident enough to put this article together. So, what else do we have? Robles' Facebook page isn't your typical stolen/hacked account affair, although it is highly suspicious even at a glance. For starters, there's no photos of Robles on the account prior to July 26, 2022. Flat wrong. Flat lie. Okay, that's a flat out lie. Jensen Robles' profile goes back 7 years or more. It goes back into his crypto trading days. It goes back into his crypto history. He got rich off of Bitcoin when it first came out. This is all known fact. You can look it up. Anyway, let's continue with the bogusness. In fact, if you dig into the account's history prior to July 2022, there's no individual photos we can use to identify the owner by face. That's because they've all been deleted. One photo with faces is this group shot from October 2017. Vortic United's Robles isn't in the shot, which is strange considering the caption is Jensen Robles is drinking coffee. Dude, seriously? You think he's the only person in the world named Jensen Robles? Come on. You know why they grasp at straws like this, guys? Is because they don't have any real evidence, right? They don't have anything that they can really say. So they've got to make up a conspiracy theory, make up a bunch of slander, get somebody who looks similar, make up this big Russian crime syndicate, all this stuff, because they don't really have anything. Right? They don't have any verifiable actual evidence and actual proof. So they like blow up this malarkey to the point where it's like so huge. And it's a tactic, right? It's just a tactic. Okay, I've circled the actual Jensen Robles account owner in red. Normally, I'd blur out the other faces, but it's important for you to be able to verify Vortic United's Robles isn't in the photo. How did I identify the actual owner? Next up, we have some photos of the account owner's dog. Okay, so now we're getting into photos of the dog. The first photo is important because it ties the account owner to the dog and reveals he has black hair on his hands. Good Lord. So it's a photo of a dog, and it's somebody named Jensen Robles saying his dog is man's best friend. The photo ties the dog and the account owner back to a black Lamborghini. Here's the dog next to a Lambo. In one undeleted video, the silhouette of Jensen Robles' account owner can be briefly seen in the reflection. That's the account owner, and you'll note he's definitely not bald. You can't even see anything. Here's one surviving photo, presuming because it's a rear shot. Okay, and this is a photo. And finally, this undeleted Facebook short once again featured the actual Jensen Robles account owner. I'm assuming they forgot to delete this. Okay, and it's a guy next to a black Lamborghini. Same black Lamborghini, same hair, same frame, same guy. Unfortunately, I don't know who this poor guy is. All I can tell you is he appears to be a German-speaking crypto bro whose account was hijacked or hacked circa mid 2019. Okay, Once again, no evidence whatsoever, totally unsubstantiated. And by the way, guys, Jensen Robles' actual social media goes back more than 7 years, right? And he's been talking about crypto trading. He's been talking about cryptocurrency. He's been talking about what he does in the space for a long, long time. Before Vortic United was even a thing, he started out as a private investor doing what I'm doing now, right? He had a small group of private family and friends. He was growing their accounts behind the scenes before he ever even took it public. Okay, let's see what else it says today. As you can see, the ruse behind Robles' weight gain was hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism is definitely a thing, but it doesn't change your skin tone, hair color, hair type, and skull structure. This brings us to Renee Schwartz. Schwartz is a German national who, circa 2017 to 2021, was living in Gambia on a diplomatic passport. To fill in Schwartz's blanks, pre-Vortic United and reincarnation as Jensen Robles, I have heavily relied on reporting from Malagen's award-winning journalist Mustafa K. Darbo. Darbo reports that Schwartz was part of a diplomatic passports for sale ring. Okay, the scandal, which erupted in 2019, exposed how politicians and public officials indiscriminately and illegally issued diplomatic passports in exchange for money and political favors. Curiously, one of the witnesses lined up by the state to testify against the former presidential driver is Renee Schwartz, who claims to be an investor and bringer of investors. And then they show a picture of Rene Schwartz, a Gambian diplomat, posing with German nationals as he arranged a Gambian diplomatic passports meeting. He has been indicted in the passport fraud scandal and briefly detained by police, but the authorities did not charge him to court. If they charge Rene to court, they would charge a lot of other people. He knows too much, said Sumara. Mansa Sumara is a former driver at Gambia's State House of the Office of the President. In 4 years of his operations here, Rene has registered at least six companies with similar businesses, focused and brought in at least three different but related groups of investors, none of whom have ever made any tangible investment in the country. He appears to be in it with a woman identified as his mother, Birgit Bresser, who claims to be a faith healer healing cancer, HIV, and other forms of illness. Both are married to Gambians. Okay, and it shows a picture of this supposed Rene Schwartz with his mother, supposedly Bridget Bresser. Okay, so now they're saying that his mother is a faith healer and that they're both married to Gambians. I mean, it's like, let's see how ridiculous we can be. Let's see how much of a how much of a crap load of like slander we can throw together and see if any of it sticks. Really, at that point, is what they're doing. And unfortunately, this is what the person on my YouTube channel probably read, which is why he's worried about Vortic United not being the same person. Dude, this is, I mean, obviously they're doing this for clicks. I mean, this website, I mean, look on the website. Like every other thing is an ad. They're trying to get clicks for their ads so that they can make money. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but don't give me an article from the National Enquirer or the Star, right? If you're trying to prove something, don't use like like if you're trying to say something about somebody, don't go to National Enquirer. We know what National Enquirer is. It's just a bunch of hyped up stuff. It's just a bunch of hyped up fake stories that people read as for entertainment purposes only, and that's all that this website is, guys. Okay, alrighty. Investigations by Malagen have uncovered disturbing details about the activities here and abroad of these so called foreign investors whose tracks bear significant hallmarks of an international investment fraud enterprise. Doo, 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 doo. Some of them have been subjects of newspaper and police investigations, linking them to crime and corruption in many other places, including Germany, Austria, and Italy, in Europe, and Guinea-Bissau in West Africa. So, of course, they're now an international ring of criminals. Gambia's diplomatic passport scandal was preceded by the same operation in Guinea-Bissau. Rene Schwartz was at the center of bringing over German nationals from Guinea-Bissau to Gambia as the scheme fell apart in the latter. Investigations by police indicated Rene in the production of at least six fake diplomatic passports. in connivance with the Nigerian Michael Lapidu, who fled the country following the passport fraud scandal. In March 2019, Polish authorities confirmed they were investigating the Futurenet Ponzi scheme. Okay, and here's and now once again, I'm not saying Futurenet was a Ponzi scheme. That's what they're saying in the article. Okay, co-founders Stefan Morgenstern and Roman Zeman had fled Poland in early 2019, presumably upon learning they were under investigation. Zeman and Morgenstern fled to Dubai and sometime before August in 2019 got in contact with Renee Schwartz. So this is how they're saying that Vortic United came about. In August 2019, another set of investors linked to Renee and colleagues of Brandy wrote to the presidency in a letter seen by Malajan promising a joint support of equipment worth more than 9 million euros to the country's health sector. They are Roman Kazasar Zerman, Anasty Zeman, and Stefan Karl Morgenstern. Be sure this is just the beginning of a long lasting donation era to the Gambia, wrote Stefan at the end of the letter. It is an honor and pleasure for me to do this important contribution for my country. Like almost all investors associated with Renee, Roman Zeman and Stefan Morgenstern are reported to be Ponzi stars who are behind Futurenet, an alleged online business fraud that scammed investors. Note the word alleged there, guys. Alleged means unproven. They had promised in their letter that the support would arrive in 5 weeks. It has been more than 14 months since. Zeman and Morgenstern managed to secure bogus Gambian diplomatic passports through Schwartz. The documents would be made public later that year as part of a widespread reporting of Gambia's diplomatic passport scandal. Right? Stefan Morgenstern was arrested in Greece last October. Roman Zeman was arrested in Italy a few weeks later. FutureNet isn't the only MLM Ponzi scheme Renee Schwartz can be tied to. We return to Mustafa Darbo's reporting. Renee's thirst for more companies could not be quenched. 7 months after getting his third company in under 3 years, he registered three more companies in May 2020. All of them are related to a brand called EXW. While EXW Capital Company Limited supposedly deals in agriculture, precious stones, car rental, real estate, and import export, man, this guy's just got a lot of he's got his hands in a lot of things, huh? I mean, where does he get all the time to do all these 50 million quote unquote criminal activities? Where does he get the time? Right? While EXW Capital Company Limited supposedly deals in agriculture, precious stones, car rental, real estate, and import export, the EXW Capital Networking deals in digital wallet, investment banking, and fiat. Exchange Wallet was an MLM Ponzi scheme tied to German national Benjamin Herzog. The scam floated EXW token through which the Ponzi scheme was run. I believe this is the same EXW Capital Marketing Deborah refers above. Renee holds 6% of shares in each of the companies, and his partner, one Manuel Battista, an Italian, holds majority share of 94%. Malagen has uncovered a general lack of compliance with the law, and true to form, the companies incorporated by Renee, some dating back 4 years, have never complied, and none has filed taxes or paid a dime to the state in tax. More, the witness signature section of the memorandum of his EXW Capital Agency company has been left vacant. German and Austrian authorities have issued EXW wallet fraud warnings in early 2020, but nobody was ever brought to justice. Last year, tax authorities in Bruceby contacted Renee's office concerning lack of payment of taxes on his businesses, but he told them that he had not yet started operations, sources at the Gambia Revenue Authority revealed. He had, however, told Maligan 5 months earlier that he had hired several staff and was dealing in cryptocurrency and international financing. Schwartz purportedly married a Gambian national in late 2020. He is also reported to have converted to Islam. Mustafa, I am now a Muslim and my name is Mohammed. Good Lord. This is so crazy. He announced to me that he was to marry a Gambian whose identity we could not disclose for ethical reasons. Following continued probing by Darby, Schwartz continually threatened to sue him in international court. Schwartz left Gambia in December 2020, but is reported to have returned later the same month. It's unconfirmed, of course, because like everything is unconfirmed. Like your entire article, your entire premise, everything that you're saying here is completely unconfirmed. If I'm not mistaken, flanking Schwartz on the right, and there's another photo here, is a group of German nationals brought over to obtain passports, is the boxer Mario Dasser. So here's another unsubstantiated claim. Let me guess. He's going to be next to Bill Gates next. Dasser was arrested on fraud charges by German authorities in August 2019. I was unable to find any update on his case. Whether Gambian authorities also investigated Schwartz remains unclear, but it'd be pretty amusing if Schwartz was in Turkey on a still current Gambian diplomatic passport. Now we get to the Russians, who I believe Schwartz is working with in Turkey. Oh my God. In poring over Vortic United's marketing videos for facial shots of Schwartz, I came across this gentleman. Okay, here's the Microsoft Bill Gates lookalike. I didn't recognize him at first, but then I dawned on me I'd seen him before. Our blonde middle-aged friend was none other than the chaperone of MaxSpread Technologies Boris CEO Albert Ignatev. So now they're attempting to connect him to MaxSpread. Our blonde friend in the back wearing a wacky yellow shirt. The video of this, and it's definitely not even the same guy. The video and the screenshot above provided will be deleted soon, but for now you can see it and watch it for yourself. Update on the 15th of June 2023. As predicted, MaxSpread Technologies has deleted the above cited video from its YouTube channel. As such, I've disabled the previously accessible video link, removed the cited video evidence in coincides with MaxSpread Technologies collapsing a few days ago. Things get even better when in the same Vortic United video, I spotted our blonde friend in Albert Ignevi himself can be seen scurrying across the screen towards the end. And that's supposedly a Vortic United after movie. The Western face of Vortic United and Max Spread Technologies is Canadian national Jan Serrato or Jan Gregory. So now they're showing Jan Gregory, who got a securities fraud warning in Canada in 2022, where he was fined. He's position of chief marketing officer for both Vortic United and Max Spread Technologies. Actually, Jan Gregory has never been publicly spoken about as being connected to Vortic United in any way, shape, or form, guys. So that is completely inaccurate. But then again, this whole article is nothing but a hit piece, and it's nothing but a slander piece, really. Serrato is also tied to CoinMarketBull, another MLM crypto Ponzi scheme. I believe Serrato is in bed with the Russians. They are likely funding his time between Dubai and Turkey. So now this guy's like a Russian mafia, right? They're saying that Jan Gregory is tied into Russian mafia. Give me a break. Give me a freaking break. Out of abundance of caution, I tie anything Gregory promotes without an identifiable owner as coming from the same group of Russians. I don't feel an organized crime syndicate would let anyone with actual power appear on camera, so it's likely our blonde friend and Albert Ignatieff are not high up in the totem pole. As to what happens next, Russian authorities have issued fraud warnings for MaxSpread Technologies and Fortic United. Turkish authorities appear to be asleep at the wheel, and Dubai is the MLM crime capital of the world, so don't expect anything from them. Should German and/or Gambian authorities wish to pursue Rene Schwartz, they now know where to find him. Man, what a freaking load of garbage. Now, Dubai is not the MLM crime capital of the world, guys. Dubai is a business friendly city in the United Arab Emirates. It's a great place to live. It's got almost zero crime. I mean, you could walk around with your doors unlocked in Dubai. So, this is just a complete ridiculous hit piece on Vortic United. But this is the reason why I shared this is for the context of what this person probably read that is keeping him away from signing up with Vortic United. Dude, did you just hear that? I mean, that is one of the craziest conspiracy theories I've heard in my life. We went everywhere. We went to Gambia. We went to Islam. We went to the Russians. We went to, just insanity, bro. And the fact is, you can vote. And Jensen Robles, like I said at the beginning, has already been doxxed. Right? His profile goes back more than 7 years. He's a known crypto trader. He's a crypto millionaire. He got rich off of Bitcoin. He bought Bitcoin when it was $25 for one Bitcoin. So there you go, guys. I mean, this is just, it's crazy how people can believe an article like this having zero evidence whatsoever, but then you want to turn around and you don't give any credit at all to the people who actually run these companies and to these companies in general. You're so quick to believe that these companies are quote unquote criminal Ponzi schemes, but you can take in something like this with no verification, no evidence, and be like, oh, yeah, this is true. It doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, guys, I believe Jensen Robles is who he says he is, and what in either way, I don't really care. I'm making good money with the platform. The platform's doing what they said they're going to do. It's got great support. It works. It's paying out. I get a withdrawal every single Monday. Everything is working great, and it is my number one crypto trading platform. It has been for a while. Super easy to use, super user friendly. So I mean, shout out to Vortic United, right? I'm definitely rolling with Vortic, right? And this is just a ridiculous article, but it's out there. And so that's why I had to bring it to your guys' attention. That's what this guy is talking about. Guys, to bookmark this YouTube video, this live that I'm doing. That way, if anybody ever brings up this malarkey to you, you'll be able to send them over to this YouTube and have it completely debunked. And then I hope everybody who is associated at all with Project 25 goes into my description and links to that private Telegram group. Okay, guys? Right here is a comment on Novatech FX. And this person said, you're 100% right about the definition of quote unquote scam. But I personally think it's a distinction without a real difference. The truth is, Cynthia lied to investors on multiple occasions, stringing people along with false hope for months before everything came crashing down. I don't really care if it's a scam or a mismanagement. I don't think most people do. The end result is the same. I lost a decent amount of money because I invested in Novatech, whether there was nefarious intent there or not. Okay, so this comment is cram packed with your personal opinion, man. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down and I'm going to answer every single one of these claims that you're making. Okay, so you said that the truth is Cynthia lied to investors on multiple occasions. Not true. Okay. Cynthia tried listen, guys, like I said before, if this was a big Ponzi scheme and if Cynthia was a big liar, why didn't she get out back in October of 2022? She could have gotten a lot more money. But they didn't do that, guys. They gave the money out. They were letting people get their withdrawals, withdraw after withdraw after withdraw after withdraw after withdraw till they allowed a run on the bank and they ran out of liquidity. How is that the act of a liar? How is that the act of a dishonest person? That's the act of a person that's trying to keep it together. And then they tried to relaunch it in April. Did she lie? No, she didn't lie. She tried, right? She tried and failed, right? The company tried and failed. They just couldn't get it back together because they had lost so much money and so much liquidity, and then top it off with the court cases. That's not the act of a liar. The act of a liar would have been to string you along and then take all your money out and not let anybody get their withdrawals ever, right, of their trading account. They could have done that, but they didn't. I know because I got my withdrawal. I got my trading account withdrawal. I can tell you, hey, I traded with their MT5. It works. I got my trading withdrawal. It worked. I don't see a dishonest liar here. I see a company that got hit hard. They got taken out by the powers that be, and they tried to survive it, right? They tried to last. They tried to come back. They tried and haven't been able to happen yet. Now, you act like you lost all this money. You don't know that. Novatech's website is still up. You don't know what's going to happen with the future of Novatech. Nobody does. You don't know if you've lost or not. You don't know. So your whole premise there is just kind of it's just kind of off. You're taking a side with that comment. You're taking a side, and you're taking the side of I've lost my money. Doesn't matter I've been scammed or not. I lost my money. A lot of people lost their money. Well, that's fine if you want to chalk it up to a loss. But there's so much, like I said before, there's so much opportunity in this space. There's so many different things that you could be doing, right? So don't be a victim, be a victor, right? You got knocked down, get back up. You took it on the chin, take it like a champ, man. Get in and keep fighting. Because the only way to lose at this is to give up. That's that's what I say on it. And that's what I have to say about that comment. Somebody said if Novatech has a gag order, their lawyers don't. They need to communicate with the investors through the lawyers. Okay, I agree with that. Yeah, I think that if they that would be nice if they would make a statement through the attorneys, but there's some reason why they haven't done it, guys. And sometimes the lawyers don't want to make a statement, right? If it's an ongoing investigation or if it's an ongoing litigation process, sometimes the lawyers don't want to make a statement. They don't want to say anything that could be construed and be used against them, can be taken out of context, can be used the wrong way, can be used by the prosecution. There's a lot of reasons why lawyers don't give statements. They will give a statement if they think that it's going to substantially help their cause, right? Or if maybe their client just is like forcing them and saying, hey, I want you to I'm instructing you to give a statement or something along those lines. But I think that what's happening with the leadership at Novatech is that they're playing ball, right? And they're trying to get this solved, right? It's like they're looking for a solution here, guys. So I mean, what can we do, right? We got to be patient, we got to give it time, and we got to see how it plays out, right? At that, I agree, it would be nice to have a statement from the lawyers, but they don't have to do that. They're not obligated to do that. This person said, wow, I'm glad I stumbled upon your channel. I subscribed. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the Unlimited Freedom Network. Happy to have you here. And keep coming back because we do a lot of content here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. I'm telling you guys, there are new videos, video clips, shorts, your comments, live broadcasts. We've got a lot going on here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. So I really appreciate the sub. I appreciate all of my loyal subscribers, everybody who supports us at what we do here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. I love all you guys and I appreciate all of you. Here is a spam comment, so I'm just going to report this and remove it. Unwanted commercial content or spam. I'm going to hide the user from my channel. Goodbye. This person said, I left this channel a while ago because of your tone, but I like your tone now. It's more reasonable and you're coming with the facts. Hey man, welcome back. Right? I don't, you left a while ago. You didn't like something I said in one of the videos. That's fine. I listen. I got to stand by everything that I've said, everything that I've done on here. It is what it is, right? But I'm really happy to have you back. So welcome back. Okay, this one is talking about Vekuber Guild. This person said, don't forget about the BTC plans. They pay even better, in my opinion. Even though it's 120 days, you will recoup all of your investment in like 5 through 6 weeks. Yeah, so they have really aggressive BTC plans with Vekuber, and you should check those out. The thing about those, though, is you can't withdraw your profits until the end. So you have to leave it in for 5 or 6 weeks or however long, but it's it's good stuff. It's large sums of money, guys. So yeah, Vekuber Guild is awesome. I'm really excited about Vekuber Guild. I'm going to be talking a lot more about Vekuber Guild as the days and the weeks go forward, and as I'm making more and more crypto and learning about the different opportunities, the different plans, the different options, the different things that Vekuber Guild does. Right. So I'm super excited about that. And shout out to you for that comment. Great comment. All right. Somebody said, real deal Holyfield. My man Wayne. This person said, the only thing keeping me having hope in Novatech is the fact that you mentioned you use the platform to trade yourself and it worked. Yes, it worked, right? Except they were a real crypto trading platform. You could trade crypto using MT5. I traded Bitcoin. I traded what else? Ethereum, right? You can trade. They were a real broker, right? All these people who say, who just want to say that it's a big scam, it's a big conspiracy theory. Obviously, they're not really doing their research. They want to be like this person about Jensen Robles. That was the great. I mean, dude, are you on drugs? I mean, that was one of the craziest articles I've ever read in my life. Guys, if you've not gotten these super greens from Livegood, man, you really should give them a try. I'm serious. It's good stuff. All right, let's see what else is going on here. This person said on Novatech, I appreciate the objectivity. You have given Novatech some real hard feedback in the past, some of which I disagree with, but some of which your points are valid. Your point on the question was raised is a valid one. Well done. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. This person said, are you still turning your mana on Mage Wars into Rune and waiting for season 2? Yes, I am still doing that. This is one on Vortic United. I'm thinking about joining, but I'm unsure if it will last long. Right. This person also said on one of the other ones, QP, is this platform legit? Did you invest in Vortic United? So what I'm getting from you, man, what I'm getting from your comments is that you're new to this space, right? So what I would say is be careful, do your due diligence, and make sure that you understand that this is a risky crypto space, right? So if you're looking for something with a bunch of insurance, if you're looking for something with a bunch of guarantees, you ain't going to find it here, right? Any of these platforms could go away at any time, right? And that's the risk that we all take in this space. So if you are a risk adverse person, you shouldn't even be getting involved in the first place. So really, really learn about the space you're in. Watch some more of my videos. Think about what you want to do. Get yourself out a pad and paper. Write down some numbers. Figure out the amount you can afford to lose. And then if you still want to do it, give it for a test drive, see how you like it, and then you can put more in at that point, right? Or if it's just something that you don't want to do because it's too risky, more power to you, right? Go get SPY on the S&P 500. It does on average about 10% a year. Great stock, great investment. I have SPY myself. You're not going to get rich off it real quick, but over time you will, right? But if you want the high payouts, if you want the 12.5% payout, you got to take the 12.5% risk. If you want the 12.5% payout, you got to take that 12.5% risk. Hit the like button because nobody else is giving you guys the same kind of sauce that we're giving you here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. It's just not happening anywhere else. This person said, thank you always for your informative reviews. I signed up for both Vortic and QP using your links. Shout out to you. This person said, it appears the Vekuber link is not working on Safari or Brave. Guys, make sure you're using a VPN if you try to get onto Vekuber. All right. This person said, who want to bet it will not pay? Pure waste of your time. Novatech, okay, that's your opinion. You can have your opinion. That's fine. At this point, we're not talking about whether it's going to pay or not. We're talking about what's going on with them in the court system. All right, all right, all right. And the last but not least, somebody just signed up. So shout out to you. Welcome. Welcome to the team. All right. Guys, that brings us to the end of our broadcast. We have been rocking and rolling for 3 hours and 44 minutes. Always great to have you guys on the broadcast. Take care, and we will see you real soon here at the Unlimited Freedom Network.